Thursday, August 26th. It is Double Impact. I'm your host, Gabe. How you guys doing? Heather's here. Remdog is here. Michael Coulter's here. Guys, hit the like, hit the share. Man, these lights are bright. Goodness. And Jericho's going to be joining me in a bit, I hope. Like, he was always late, and then he started showing up on time. And then the few times Jericho was on time lately, I was late. So we'll get it together eventually. I promise we will. Tonight's going to be a fun show. We're going to do the 5 worst movies we've ever seen. So they're not the 5 worst movies because I haven't seen every movie. But the 5 worst I've ever seen. The 5 movies that I hate. And they're not the movies that are fun and stupid, because I do love a stupid movie. There's nothing like, I don't know, this is for guys for sure when you're in middle school and high school. And even to this day, I like it a little bit with your guy friends, maybe with your brother, stuff like that. You watch just a horrible action movie, and it's really fun to just sit there and look at each other on the couch and be like, yeah, it's just so dumb, some of the stuff that it's funny. That is not the kind of movie I am talking about. The kind of movies I am talking about are pieces of crap, like absolute crap that is unbearable to watch. I've got my list. Jericho has his. We'll get to it. Let's see. People are talking about the weather again. Hail Friday Night Tights. I've got several Van Damme movies. Each one hits different but entertaining on different levels. I love Van Damme. I mean, the show's called Double Impact because Van Damme is my favorite action guy. I'm under no illusions that he's like some great, these are high quality movies. They were just really fun when I was in middle school and high school. And let's see what else is there. But love Van Damme. He and Seagal are similar to me. Their careers start off red hot with really, really fun, I think, good movies. The first 5 or so movies. And for Seagal, it goes up a cliff. Van Damme he squeezes out a few more great movies, more than Seagal, but and then it's not so great after that. But they're still watchable. The Seagal stuff turned like a weird parody of itself. Let's see. Cold front here is 100. Oh, we had a heat wave last week. It was up to like 80. I think we got 83 one day. I was outraged. But we're in the high 70s again, so we're cooling off. This is the hottest part of the year in San Diego, where it will reach the tippy top of the 70s and squeak into the low 80s occasionally. So I hit up the beach last week. I buried the lead. I started working about a week or 2 before Christmas on The Unstoppable Tyrus. Friday night, I finished drawing that book. 125 pages. Now, I've hired a colorist. Some guys are coloring it for me. They're doing a great job, but I'm not going to color that. I've got other things to do. I am on the 4th draft of Dean Cain All-American Lawman Volume 2, the 4th and final, I believe. I think, as we go, we write, we rewrite, we draw, we color, we letter, and things change as it goes along. But for the most part, we are done with the Dean Cain script. I'll be done with it probably by the end of the week. Akion's already working on some character designs and stuff. So I am having a blast with that. This one really feels like James Bond. The first one felt, to a degree, it feels like James Bond. There's some very James Bondy stuff in it that I love, that I have come up with. I want to spoil things, but I'm not going to. But yes, I'm having a lot of fun writing that. And the Unstoppable Tyrus, finished illustrating that. That's awesome. EMPYREAN, Earth Illuminated, as you see right here. Oliver Elvera. Guys, that's on sale right now, bigmancomics.com. 128 pages, full color graphic novel. It's already done. I already printed up a bunch of them. So go order it now. Those are going to start shipping out just over a month from now, end of September, beginning of October. I do have them in stock, and then for all the more orders we get during this 2-month campaign, we'll order more, and everyone will get there soon. I guess I could guarantee that it's going to be something you can get people for Christmas because you're going to get it well in advance. I'm not guaranteeing that just yet. Let me make sure everything shakes out correctly with the printing, because I'm going to have to print more. I ordered thousands, but, selling enough of these guys, we're going to have to order thousands more. So, and I don't know what the printing schedule is on that. So I do not officially guarantee before Christmas, but I will start. Why am I saying this? This is like stream of consciousness, weird thing I'm talking about. They're going to start shipping at the end of September, beginning of October. Knock it off, Gabe. Jeez. People are talking about the weather. It's 100 degrees. I don't mind the hundreds when the humidity is like 5%. Oh, poor Jericho. He's backstage. I didn't even say, Jericho.
What up?
You look marvelous. You've lost weight, haven't you?
Well, here's the key, Gabe. If you're gonna smoke meth, you gotta get the measurements right, because then you're gonna mess up. Next thing you know, you're addicted to meth, and then it's all out of control. So if you want to drop weight, get the dosage right, smoke a little meth, and it just falls off.
All right. I mean, you can't argue with that. Hard hard drugs like meth can make you lose weight.
In the right dosage. I gotta drive that point home. The right dosage.
It's a joke, YouTube. We do not disavow drugs. We disavow them.
Number one, who's gonna tell somebody to smoke meth? But number two, who's gonna be like, oh, okay, you said it. I got to do it. But actually, that comes from a true story. I used to work with this lady. She was a salesperson at the radio station that I worked at. And her husband ended up getting a divorce because they both got hooked on meth. And the reason they started smoking meth is because they both had like a major weight loss. They both lost like 100 pounds, 80 to 100 pounds. But there was a last like 15, 20 pounds that they couldn't shake. So he came up with the bright idea. Well, let's smoke a little meth and drop the weight. And then it got out of control, and he ended up being a meth addict.
What?
They got divorced.
Wait. Wow.
Stupid.
Wait, are you telling me that super addictive hardcore street drugs got addictive?
I mean,
and then
maybe.
it got out of control? Are you telling me?
Maybe.
Who could have seen that coming?
But isn't usually hard drugs, it's somebody offered it to me, or I've heard stories where I was on this drug, but then heroin was cheaper, then they get hooked on it that way. But that's the only time I've ever heard anyone like, let's purposely go out and start doing hard drugs. Like, right, let's give it a try. And it didn't work out.
That is that's some weird, wild stuff.
And that's what you get here at Double Impact.
Yeah.
We don't just do movies, guys. We do it all.
No, we tell you hard drugs will damage your health. That's for sure.
Yeah. The next thing you're out there with a dick in your hand and it's not your dick. So
Heather's putting a real wet blanket on this story because everything went wrong for these people. And now she's like, I wonder if they gain the weight back. Can you imagine? They get hooked on meth. They lose their jobs. They probably lose their house, maybe lose their freedom. And then they're just fat asses again.
Well, she didn't. I never met him, but she kept it off. Good for her. But him, I don't think so. I think he's
maybe he's
staying.
wimpy size again.
I've seen. I got a fat, well, not a fat crackhead, but a good sized crackhead in my family. So, like, you're not guaranteed to be emaciated if you do that stuff.
What about people that are? I don't want to be mean, but this fascinates me. Just like a weird scientific thing about biology. You ever see the people? And I'm not going to bring up an image of one because I don't want to pick on anyone. Someone that's really fat, but they have a flat and no ass, but they're like obese. But it's like in every, like they're shaped like an apple with legs,
Yeah, I don't know. The fat went somewhere else. That's very unfortunate. But I do have an uncle in my family who has been a crackhead for like 30 years. Like crack like alcohol must have like, it might have a preserving factor to it. A preserving element.
It might be preserving his body. What happens if you do crack for 30 years? You don't go to prison and you don't die. You get like a gold jacket, like the NFL Hall of Fame eventually.
Yeah, the HOF. You go, they get a bust and it's you all cracked out. But
the HOMF is what it is.
I mean, there should be, because that's quite an accomplishment. But he smokes crack, and then when he wants, let's see, how do we put this? When he wants a gentleman company, he commits a crime and goes to jail because jails are full of.
Oh, he prefers gentlemen.
Yeah, and I didn't know that until recently. I was like, what?
I don't remember the details, but I love Loveline with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla, and they would always discuss sex and drugs and the problems that they cause in people's lives. And I remember Dr. Drew saying something about gay dudes and meth is like a thing they do when they get.
Oh yeah, sex. Yeah,
I don't know the details on this, but I know I've heard Dr. Drew mention this multiple times.
Yeah, and not just gay dudes, like it puts their sex drive in overdrive, so to speak. And because cops will find when they do meth busts and stuff, a lot of porn, sex toys and stuff like that, because they just like kicks your sex drives into overdrive. But
if you successfully take meth for 35 years, don't go to prison and don't die. None of my says you get a gold crack pipe. But then you bought it.
Yeah, because it's not one you could smoke out of. It's just for looks.
I didn't know at 7-Eleven and gas stations everywhere. Well, I won't single out 7-Eleven. Convenience stores of no certain company. I've seen in the bad neighborhoods, there's these little silk roses in a glass tube at the cash register.
Mm-hmm.
And you buy a rose for the lady. And I always thought, who the hell would buy this 3-inch long little silk plastic rose? What are you doing with this? But then maybe it was Dr. Drew. Maybe it was some show I was watching. Someone pointed out to me, those little roses come in a glass tube.
Mm-hmm. And
you are to buy the rose, throw it away, put your cracked,
the rose.
You place the cracked cocaine into the glass pipe, and then you illuminate it with a lighter, a Zippo perhaps, and you ingest the freebase. Yes.
Yeah, Richard Pryor set himself on fire when he was freebasing, because freebase is the infancy stage of crack. That was before it was, perfected, for lack of a better word, into crack. So freebase, and it took a lot more chemistry. So you got, you got like torches and flammable liquids. Like, it was some dangerous shit. So he was freebasing one time, got all smoked out, dumped a bunch of flammable liquor on himself and lit himself on fire, and then went outside.
Hey, why not?
So, I mean, yeah, if you're gonna be on freebase, get outside, get some fresh air, get some vitamin D. But yeah, that was crazy. There's a movie about it called JoJo Dancer. Yeah, whoop, there it is.
Jeez.
To all the crackheads out there.
JoJo Dancer, huh?
Yeah, I've seen a crackhead smoke crack out of the palm of their hand. That's dedication.
This is the things I would see at 7-Eleven growing up. Not 7-Eleven, convenience stores. And I'm like, why would you buy this dinky little rose in a glass tube? And then it was explained to me what this is actually for.
Yeah, you put cracketh cocaine in there and smoke it
to your heart's
content.
Cracked cocaine, my man?
Crack? Yeah, you can smoke it till your little heart stops.
I thought you were going to say heart's content.
Yeah, well, heart's content, and then it stops. Yeah, that's bad stuff.
One or the other, maybe both.
Maybe both at the same time.
I've said famously, I haven't tried drugs. I'm not a drug guy. So I don't really know people that did a lot of drugs. I don't know anything about drug culture. It was always very cringe and shame in my household with my mom and the way I was raised and my grandma. And just, I was in church 3 days a week. And it was like, you do not do that. No high school, no college experimentation, none of that shit. So I'm glad. Thank goodness. I don't think mushrooms would have improved my life. Flipping out and seeing a neon dragon floating around or something.
Well, that's acid. Mushrooms aren't that serious. People would tell me stories about acid, and it was always way too intense. Like, one guy was like, dude, I was looking at my brother and his skull melted off his face. I was like, what the fuck?
Why would you want to, like,
that's crazy.
And then you're trapped in that. So you're like in a waking nightmare and you can't wake up. Because if you have a scary dream, it'll wake you up sometimes. You know what I mean? At least you get out of that one. You're on this fucking acid. I guess you're trapped in there.
Oh, for like 7-8 hours or more. It can go on for a long time.
We have a new segment for the show. I never introduced it formally, and this has to do with the drug thing. I'm not changing the subject. I never formally introduced this, but I might as well officially name this because I've been doing it for months on end. This is the Beach Boys segment of the show now. I always have to mention the Beach Boys every show. So as we all know, Brian Wilson, the main conductor and arranger of all the music, he's the main Beach Boy, got into some serious drug use. Like a lot of weed and a lot of flipping out. But it didn't make him a bad person. It made him like a kooky artistic person. But he got really paranoid and really scared. The government's after him. People are after him. He got that whole weird paranoia shit from the pot. And I was reading one of his biographies recently. I went over all different biographies of him and the Beach Boys. And he said he went into a movie theater, stoned out of his tree. And he got to the movie late. And he'd already thought people were going to hunt him down and harass him. But in this movie, this really happens in the movie, but he's Brian Wilson. He walks into the theater and the movie's already going, and the guy on the screen is like a bad guy, and he's gonna, I don't know, kill or torture or get this guy, and he says, "Hello, Mr. Wilson." Like,
who the fuck was he smoking?
So, but I mean, he is Wilson in real life, and then the dialogue in the movie, the minute he walks into the theater, afraid anyways, "Hello, Mr. Wilson." So he's like, running out of the theater and like, oh my God, like freaking out. So
that's totally possible off drugs, but I want to say that it's probably more than weed. unless
in
he was just
1964,
smoking.
though, they weren't putting all kinds of stuff on it back then.
That's what I'm saying. It must have been more than weed because to make you that paranoid.
More than weed.
Yeah, he's doing more
I
than bud.
love you.
Because when you got money like that and you have an addiction, whatever it is, it's like strapping a rocket booster to it. Because if you have, let's say you have a drug addiction, you got a coke habit. Well, on a blue collar level, it's $500 a day, whatever it is. But if you're a millionaire, well, now you're not doing little 50 bags. Now you're getting bricks. You're getting, kilos of this stuff. And so your addiction is just fucking on steroids now. So yeah, those guys are lucky to make it out of that, having that kind of drug intake.
He was drug free for years. He says he wished he never tried it. And
well,
he heard voices like pretty much the rest of his life. He said they were going to kill him and hurt him and kill his family after he took acid.
That had to be.
He said after he took acid one time, that happened to him the rest of his life.
Yeah, acid will fuck you up. But speaking of people on drugs, typical Raider fan.
Look at that. Diesel's getting into that good.
Hey, I'm just surprised. I'm just surprised a Raider fan could count to 17. Diesel, damn good and well, there ain't gonna be no fucking record like that. If anything, the Raiders are gonna have a record. Because what do the Raiders have? They have a new coach. What happens when the Raiders get a new coach? They play with like their hair's on fire for like the first 5 or 6 weeks.
Right.
Reality, it just happened, year before last with that last jackass they had?
Right.
Who showed up to practice in a 6'4" Impala. Ooh, that worked. So you guys are going to play hard. You're going to play good. Crosby's going to be like, oh, man, this is finally it. I got some help. And then week 5 or 6, shit's going to fall apart. By week 9 or 10, you're already mathematically disqualified from the playoffs. And here we go again, back to the top of the draft for the Raiders. The Raiders!
So they
because
they running back from the Mountain West Conference.
He looked good. I didn't see him against anybody else, but when they played against the Niners, Genty looked good. Okay, but how long are you going to be able to play like that?
Preseason, dude.
Exactly. But how long is he going to be able to maintain that level of intensity?
Well, here's the thing. If you don't have a quarterback, then you don't have a running back because they'll just stack the box if they're not afraid of the quarterback.
Yeah. Plus, you're playing against the scrubs. You're playing against guys fighting for a position. You're not playing against the 53-man, been doing this for a while roster. When that happens, dude, Genty's going to get crushed.
Genty's here we go again. Guys are going to be working at the Verizon store next week.
Yeah, dude. And you got, who's their quarterback? Geno Smith? Okay. And Pete Carroll? Get out of here, man. Right. Geno Smith, his nostrils are so big, he could pick his nose with mittens on. That dude sucks.
Him and Dionne Warwick and Patrick Ewing have never been seen in the same room at the same time.
Never.
That is the Nostrell Hall of Fame with those three.
Who snorted up all our drugs? Huh? Yeah. Man, get out of here with that shit. The Raiders are going to be trash.
Everyone knows the Broncos are going to go. They're so good, dude. They're ridiculously good. And you just have
How's to that? No, I'm not going to.
They're strong in every position. They're kidding me.
How? I don't.
People in the league, best defense in the league by a mile.
How? We haven't even started yet.
Because they were one of the top last year, and they only got better this offseason.
Okay, well,
they were one of the best last year, and they got better.
I have nothing against the Broncos.
Took 2 49ers off that defense too.
Actually, that's right. You guys took all of our players.
Greenlaw and
Hufanga. Fucking hands. Thanks.
You know what, guy?
Thanks for taking all our injured players.
Named Hufanga has to be good at football. Come on.
Yeah, when he's not hurt. Isn't he already hurt for you guys?
Fine. He's playing.
Okay. Give him a couple weeks. He'll be hurt.
Listen.
He'll be hurt.
Broncos got that Walmart money now because that's who owns the team. The Walmart guy owns them. They're the richest.
Yeah, but there's salary caps. It's not like it used to be where you could just buy your team.
You could fudge around with the signing bonus and all that. You could mess with salary caps. That's how the Broncos won those Super Bowls in the 90s. They were
that was before the salary cap.
Ridiculous, dude.
That was before the salary cap.
There was a salary cap back then. They just do that funky math.
No, that must have been a virgin salary cap because in the late 90s, I know the mid 90s, there was no salary cap. And the Broncos started going to the Super Bowl, 97?
They won in 98 and 99, the 97 season, 98 season. But I know for sure because I'm a hardcore Broncos fan, there was a salary cap, and the Broncos were cheating the salary cap. Yes, they were. They had everybody, dude. Like Romanowski, Shannon Sharp, Ed McCaffrey. They had I think they had 11 Pro Bowlers on the team or 12. Like, you don't have money for that.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it. There should be no salary cap. Get who you get. Then that maybe it'll be more fair for the shitty teams. If you got money, you can get good players.
All right. You know who else is red hot and in first place? My San Diego Padres. That's right, baby.
Yeah, but you guys still have 4,000 games to go because the baseball season is
they got about, long. I think it's like 35 or something like that. Yeah, it's about a month.
Too long. Baseball is too damn long. Why?
Dude, but I mean, going to, of all the sports that I've been to in person, baseball is the best one to go to. Now, I don't like baseball compared to football, not even close. But baseball, like, there's just something about being about it. At the ball game with the popcorn, hot dog, ice cream, all the stuff, and you're cheering in the seventh inning stretch. And they're just something, it's a little laid back compared to other sports. Going to NFL games sucks. It sucks because if you want a good seat, it's like a car payment, like a car loan.
You got to pay.
Or you're sitting in the basketball. Top, and you might as well not go. Going to the NBA, you're sitting in the top, or you're paying $1 million. The Major League Baseball, there's so many games you can get a good seat for a decent price. You know, I've been to 2 games this year, I think, and we were only in like the 15th row or something like that, and it wasn't bad. We were in really good seats between home plate and first. You know,
there's a couple, and they did a video on Instagram, and it was she was doing 9 or a hot dog. She was eating a hot dog every inning, and the guy was drinking a beer every inning. And I don't know who was gonna shit their pants first, him or her. But the hot dogs were like really good, like, you know, high quality shit. You know, it was really, there wasn't no ballpark.
It was the Glizzy Supreme.
But dude, she ate 9 fucking hot dogs and he drank 9 beers. I was like,
I don't know if I'd want to date a woman that could down 9 hot dogs.
She was fine. Like, she wasn't like, or nothing. Every hot dog she was excited to eat. Ooh, this looks good. She tore 9 hot dogs up. You know, their toilet was going through it.
She's the regular Joey Chestnut over here. Michael Coulter says, Gabe, don't forget about Terrell Davis. He was the man back then. Terrell Davis still has the NFL record for most touchdowns in a Super Bowl by a running back. That is right.
Yeah, he had migraines really bad too.
Right. He played as a decoy with the migraines against the Packers to help beat them.
Yeah,
and that's the thing I hate about the late 90s Broncos. They're never mentioned as a dynasty. That is one of the greatest teams of all time, dude. The year before they won the Super Bowl, they were 13-3, number 1 team in the league. They lost in the playoffs. Then they win 2 back-to-back in annihilating fashion. They annihilate everyone they're playing. And then, like, people just act like that never happened. Being a Denver sports fan is so hard. Look at a map of America at night when the lights are on and you can see the glow of the cities, and you will notice something about America. It gets up to Chicago, Kansas, St. Louis, and there's nothing until you get to the West Coast except for Denver. Denver always gets excluded and ignored by the Hall of Fame, by ESPN. They didn't have a player in the Hall of Fame until John Elway went in.
Wow. You guys won a Super Bowl in recent memory, so I don't want to hear it. You guys won one.
I'm just saying, they don't get any love. It's so irritating. That Nikola Jokic on the Nuggets, that player, he is already a top 5 player in the history of the NBA. You can't even argue. All of his stats are records, like the points, the defense, the triple doubles, like all this stuff. He's like up there with the top 3, 4, 5 players of all time. They give Joel Embiid the MVP
because it's Denver. Denver's not a big city.
It's just like the WNBA. It's a completely racist league. The NBA is so racist against white people. The WNBA is so racist against white people, and he's white as hell. Nikola Jokic.
He's from Europe.
They can't stand a white man being the star of that league. They hate that, and that infuriates me, dude.
That's too bad. But you know, Denver is just not one of those big cities. You know,
it's a shitty
York,
city.
LA,
I'm not from there. I'm from northern Colorado. I hate Denver. The city, I hate it. Ugh. It's like the People's Republic of Denver now. It's a commie
shithole.
It's a commie city and more dangerous than ever because they let in all the illegals up there because they got this horrible liberal governor, horrible liberal mayor. It's all like some of the worst people from California moved there in the last 10 years and changed it to a blue state. And it used to be a red state for forever. It was a very Republican country, cowboys, farmers, all that. That's what it was. That's what you imagine with Colorado. Now it's like Boulder. Like Boulder is San Francisco. Boulder is Austin, Texas. Boulder's the big university and like all the and so is Fort Collins. That's the Colorado State University. These are left-wing hippie enclaves. My home state, I don't even recognize it. I hate it. It's so bad.
Yeah, the mayor of Denver let a group of illegals give demands.
Right.
They wrote a list of, I think, 30 demands, and one of them included not being kicked out. They can't kick them out. They have to provide transportation for their children to school. They wanted certain types of food. They wanted certain rules changed inside of the facilities they stayed in. Like what time they close, what time you have to be off the phone, all this shit. They just wrote all these demands to the mayor. I'm like, you're not even supposed to be here. So you just shut the fuck up and take what we give you. Like, it's like when you're a kid and you fuck up, but your parents have already planned pizza for Friday night. So it's going to happen, but you speak up and say, oh, I don't like this. Well, you fucked up. So you're lucky to even be getting pizza. So you should probably just shut up, stay in the corner and take what you can get, because you're not even supposed to be here. You're in trouble. But we had already set this up. So you're kind of along by default. So
it's insane how the goodwill Americans had towards immigrants has evaporated.
Because it was taken. They took it from us.
Yeah, it's not our fault. We're fine with people coming here. They become American mentally and culturally. They work hard, open a business, personal responsibility. Like, yeah, come on, make it better here. Contribute.
Mm-hmm.
And you
add
just
to it.
Now you see it's like, come here, hate us and destroy our culture. And in England, there's controversy right now that people are waving and raising the English flag, the white rectangle with the red cross. And like, it's racism, it's xenophobia, it's anti-immigrant to fly your own flag.
Mm-hmm. They tell you that shit here.
It's
the
crazy.
American flag is racist.
I saw a clip. I made a short YouTube video I'll be posting soon. I figured out what's working for me and grows my channel. Shorts. I just record a 1-minute rant and then post it. Kind of like your car videos. I'm kind of copying what you did there. And one I talked about was Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg took his grandson to go see the Buzz Lightyear movie, the new one that came out like a year ago. And it flopped in theaters. And it had lesbian parents that had their own child. And his little grandson, I don't know how old, but young enough to wonder, Papa Snoop, how did two ladies have a baby? And in the interview, Snoop Dogg's like, I didn't come here for this shit.
He's like,
I came to see a movie.
Yep.
And you see people in the comments say stuff like, what's wrong with just explaining that they adopted it? It's like, listen, fuckstick. You don't get to tell my kids, my grandkids, what their beliefs are, what our religion is, what is acceptable. What we will tolerate you. We will tolerate you. We will not endorse you. We will not celebrate you. We don't have to. So your just whole fucked up notion that this stuff you believe is right and good, well, we don't agree. And you don't get to tell my kids that they agree with you and they disagree with me. And where do you get the temerity to even be confused about this? I can't believe we're explaining this to people. The Jericho, I just come into your house and you're Christian. I hand your kids the Book of Mormon, or, I just hand them some other religion. Say, no, your dad Jericho's wrong. You're Muslims now. Oh, steak? No, your dad Jericho's wrong. You're vegetarians now. It's like, they're your kids.
Yeah.
And that's all Snoop Dogg's trying to say. And they're like trying to say well, Snoop Dogg made dirty music and dirty movies. Yeah, and it said rated R on the movie.
Yeah,
and it said parental advisory on the CD. Mm-hmm. So Snoop Dogg had the brains to warn parents, hey, don't let your kids listen to my gangster rap. It's not for kids. But when you go into Pixar's Buzz Lightyear movie, that's Disney ambushing you and your kids.
Yeah, your guard's
intentionally
down.
Trying to brainwash your kids. Man, fuck off with that.
Yeah, your guard's down when you're doing something like that. You're figuring you're just going to be entertained. And what's cool is before that part of the interview, the lady who's interviewing him is talking about how they're blurring the lines that we know are true. Like she said, in the Black community specifically, you have feminine energy taking over everything. You have men being women being the men, and men being the women, and men and women teaching their sons, raising the kids and making them into women and all this, over emotional. And then Snoop is the one who initiated the conversation about the movie. He said, yeah, that stuff's everywhere. They put that stuff in everything. I was taking my grandson to the movies, and then he starts telling the story. So really, I'm glad that he initiated that. And I'm glad that that lady was saying,
I hope he doesn't back down and issue an apology. I hope he does not.
I hope he doesn't, because the children, unless you got one, you don't understand. And these are like, I can fuck my life up. I can make bad choices on my own, but I can't do that for my kids because it's not their fault. I'm in charge of their life. So I can't fuck their life up. I have to get this right. I have to shield them. And in protecting your children, it's not just about their physical safety. It's about their innocence. And when you take children into these deep waters that's adult content, You're robbing them of their innocence. You're putting them ahead in the process. You're putting them in a position where there are adult things and adult subject matter that they're not ready for yet. They have an X amount of it's almost like cards. You're in life, you're handed a stack of innocence cards, and you only have a finite amount, and you keep taking them away and robbing them of their innocence until it's gone, and that's not right. That's my job. It's my job to teach my kids what I want them to know, not you, well, Disney, with your weird, fucked up shit.
These leftists, they would totally understand a Muslim father getting mad that I brought his kids bacon. That they would get.
Yeah.
You can't do that to his kids. They don't believe that. And I'm like, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, Buzz.
I don't believe this shit.
We don't.
I don't believe that two women can have a baby. That's like, ridiculous.
We'll tolerate it because it's a free country. You're not teaching my kids that's okay.
Fuck no.
You're not going to tell that my kids that our religion is wrong. No.
No.
And if you think we're backing down, you're on drugs.
That's ridiculous. That's disgusting. That's evil.
And right, of course. And of course it's kids. Of course with the left, it's always perverting and messing with kids. Always.
Mm-hmm. Shit's gross, man. I'm glad I'm gonna do a video on that too. I just did one on Rampage Jackson's kid, but I'm gonna definitely.
Oh, there you go. That's a winning parent and son.
If he's charged with anything less than attempted murder, that's a miscarriage of justice.
He hasn't been
tried to kill that dude.
Anything.
He's gonna be charged.
Just see, like, his brain turned off, and he's just like, that's my opinion, that he was just in pure rage. And then I saw other videos of how that dad, Rampage Jackson, treats fans and stuff and getting in their face and yelling. And it's like, oh, you're just an idiot, an out of control idiot. Okay.
Well, because the guy apologized to him. So to me, he accepted it. Once you accept the apology, it's over. You can't wait 30 minutes later and then go in there like it just happened. And while he was sitting outside of the ring, he was live streaming it. So yeah, people in the comments, oh, you gonna take that shit? Oh, you don't be a punk. Oh, you're a bitch. You ain't gonna do nothing. And his, adolescent mind, and I'm guessing Rampage probably wasn't around. I could be wrong, but Rampage was a world famous UFC fighter. So I doubt he was home handling his fatherly duties. He probably was. The kid's 25. Right. So you go back, Rampage Jackson, he was at his height in like what, 07, 08, 09? Right. So he was a little boy.
Right in the meat of those formative years. He was
so his dad wasn't around. So since you left him in the care of his mother, you've turned him into an over-emotional female who has the body of a man but the emotions of a woman. That's why he didn't have a problem with 30 minutes later, after he accepted the man's apology, going in there, knocking him unconscious. He was unconscious when he slammed him. So then he sits on top of his chest and starts beating 22. A sleeping person. Yeah, you can see his tooth fly out. He knocked all of his teeth out, facial breaks, brain trauma. If somebody was sleeping in their bed and you climbed on top of their chest and started pounding their face 22 times, what would they charge you with? It would have to be attempted murder.
Right.
So the dude was out when he slammed it, and dude, fuck, that dude's an animal. There's no penalty stiff enough. Anything, if they gave him the death penalty, okay. Anything less than that, I don't care if they put him in jail for life. You're a monster.
And his fucking dad too.
And his dad's defending him. Oh, he's not a wrestler. You shouldn't have put him in that position. Fuck you. You created this dude, and you're going to bat for that psycho? That
you need to be a wrestler, a singer, a dancer, an attorney, an electrical engineer. You don't need any profession to know not to punch someone unconscious, full force in the mouth and the face repeatedly.
I'm talking.
You don't need to have any training to understand not to do that unless you're trying to kill them.
Dude, that's like going into a kitchen and you start punching the chefs. Be like, I'm not a cook. Fuck, I don't know what to do. No, that's bullshit. That doesn't matter. You know you had a hand in this. That's why you're coming to his defense like an asshole. What you should say is, what my son did was wrong, and I hope that the law has leniency on it. But
Diesel brings up really sad how long it took people to stop. It's like, what was with the ref watching that?
But I think in their defense,
the ref probably thinks they're fake refs.
Yeah, and you're like, whoa.
But then when teeth start coming out, the refs gotta like wake up.
Dude, if you haven't seen the video, he picks the guy up like this. This like I have the guy's legs right here. He went like this and catapulted the back of the guy's skull into the mat. Boom!
That right there could have killed the guy.
Could have killed him.
6 feet in the air, 7 feet in the air.
Yeah,
he hits the ground.
He's out. So then he sits on top of his chest, and starts raining down punches on this unconscious dude's face. 22 of them. And Roger Jackson, he's got to be 225, 230, maybe 240.
Yeah.
He's a big dude, and he's smashing. It reminded me of a UFC fight. This guy named Phil Baroni. What was he called? The Brooklyn Badass. But his name's Phil Baroni. He ended up getting kicked out he got busted for doing steroids a bunch of times. And so there's a fight where he hits this dude. He throws a left, and the guy is out on his feet. He's leaning up against the cage. The lights are on, but nobody's home. Phil Baroni looks at the ref like he's still on his feet. The ref's like, fuck, dude. Phil Baroni hits this guy with 9 unimpeded punches to the guy's face. The guy's like this sideways, and he's just boom, 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 boom. And his punches were like holding the guy up. As soon as he stops hitting him, the guy falls. The top half of his body goes one way. His legs, it looks like somebody like breaks their legs, like dislocates their knee when they pass out that fast or get knocked out. That's what happened to this dude, and that was only 9 punches, not 22. He had to have broken this guy's jaw, his nose, his orbital bone, his cheekbones. Who knows? Could have fractured his skull. The guy, there's a video of the first wrestler, the guy with the pink hair who got Jackson off of him first, and Jackson was still trying to fight him. He said that Stu, what's his name, Psycho Stu?
Yeah.
The guy was choking on his blood and his teeth. He was laying there, gurgling, choking on his blood and his fucking teeth. That's crazy. It's
awesome.
But once you accepted the guy's apology, it's dead. And the guy hit him with a prop beer. He didn't even react. He hit him in the head with the can of beer, and Jackson didn't even, because it was fake. It was like a plastic beer. But once you accept the apology, that's dead. That's it. That's like if you catch your old lady in bed with somebody else, you can't run down the street and grab a weapon because then it's premeditated. If you don't do it right then and there, you can't. You accepted the apology. It's over. No, man, attempted murder. Fucking throw the book at him. That dude is a psychopath.
Yeah, it's disappointing and ultra shitty. It's unbelievable to me that something like that's allowed to go on.
Wow, just wow, man. And so, it was so hard. I watched it once just so I could see what I'm going to be talking about. But, whew, it is not for the faint of heart. That was tough to watch. What a piece of shit.
Brutal. Just brutal. Yeah, I don't know. But, we've been talking about this for years, as long as I've been doing YouTube with you. And even before I met you, I can't just keep talking about fathers. That's the linchpin. That's the keystone. That's the societies, no matter what we try and do as human beings, are patriarchal. There is no such thing as a matriarchy. There's patriarchies, and then there's shitty patriarchies. That's it. And that's what we're doing now. We've made women men, and we've made men women. I can't believe how aggressively, there's a kind of guy. I went to this super exclusive resort hotel last night just to watch the sunset and maybe get a coffee with my wife last night. California sunset in the ocean, just beautiful. And there was a guy there in his 50s or 60s, and he had the Patagonia or the Eddie Bauer, fleece vest, and and he was just in his 50s. And I see these kind of guys everywhere. They got glasses. They don't have any muscles, and they look harmless. I was talking to my wife about it. I said, I've noticed this since I was a little kid. He looks like a 6th grade teacher, this guy, or something like that. Like just a man with zero fuck power. He doesn't look like he could change a tire. He doesn't look dangerous in any way. And it's just bad. We just live in a world with a man, and we see in studies show the testosterone levels of the average man is subterranean, and that really controls your aggression or your aggressiveness. And there's a proper amount that you should have. And we're seeing all this stuff go in England, in Europe, where there's bad stuff going on and the citizens aren't protecting their women. We can't see it on YouTube. And so much stuff going here and men just rolling over. But it's nothing lasts forever. Change is the only constant, right? How far can this pendulum go, Jericho, to just pussified men and then whoosh, isn't it going to snap back insane or something? It can't go on like this.
No, and it's going to snap back. And those of us who are real men, and that doesn't mean you got, a gun in your truck and it's a Ford F-150, not hunt, not shoot, not fight, not drink beer and fuck. That's not being a man. But a real man comes in different ways. But those of us who are real men, when that snapback does happen, we'll be okay, and our families will be okay because we're prepared for it. But not only weak men and pussy men, but men who are over emotional, men who were most likely raised by their mom, by a single mom. I mean, in there are exceptions to the rule, thankfully, but you talking these gangbangers and these criminals out here that, like I said before, like Jackson, they have the body of men but the emotions of a woman.
I remember a few years back you pointed that out to me because I'd never thought about it before. I'm half Mexican, so I'm familiar with the Latino gangsters and all that, and you are familiar to a degree with the black ghetto gangster stuff. And you pointed out to me that that's a completely feminine mindset because you think it's all violent gangster, like, oh, macho. And then when you pointed out to me, they're like, no, they're hysterical and they can't control themselves like a woman. Mm-hmm. And I started thinking, wait a minute. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm being 100% serious. It's going to sound funny, but I'm being serious. They're hysterical like a woman. They're way into their shoes. They're way into their hair. They're way into fashion. They get offended and flip out over nothing like, oh my gosh, you're right. What kind of man is preening like a beautiful bird? Like, you should take care of your appearance.
Yeah, hygiene.
You shouldn't look like you got hit by a dump truck and rolled through the slime at the garage at the dump. But you shouldn't be preening like a woman, dude. Mm-hmm. You should not be beautifying yourself. Like, that's not male behavior. That's weird.
Yeah. You'll see the guys are like, they have their routine and they're like putting these oils on their face. And man, that shit's weird.
But I mean, even like, don't scuff my shoes. Like, that's but gay.
And if you do scuff my shoe, I'm willing to fight and or shoot you over it.
Right.
That's crazy. That's having no control over your emotions. That's flying off the handle. Now, a woman, that might look different. That might be a drink in your face or something like that. But to a man, that's way more than that. We are violent.
It's the worst possible combination you can have. The insanity of a woman and the violence and strength of a man.
Yeah.
It's the last thing we need.
And you see it when they're young. You'll see these single moms taking their son. He'll have dreads with like dyed, blonde tips and stuff. So that means he's sitting in a salon. That means that little boy is going to a salon and they're putting the dryer over his head and he's listening to the women talking, gossip and Oprah and all this other shit. You're saturating that young man in estrogen. And the other day, speaking of, being fathers and husbands and protecting our family. So we're leaving a friend's house and we're going to make a left onto the street. So there's oncoming traffic. You turn across their lane, make the left. This guy comes flying out of the street we're about to turn on, blows the stop sign, and turns, barely makes a turn to miss hitting my truck with my wife and my kids in it. So I look out the window as he passes by. I was like, what's your problem, you dumbass? Now, since my kids were in the car, the language was turned down, but I would have been dropping F-bombs all over this piece of shit. So I was like, what's your problem, you dumbass? And he looks at me as he's driving by. So we go down the street. He makes a U-turn, but a block over. So I'm going down this street and I look down and you can see the next block. He's pacing me, going the same direction. So I'm like, what's this going to be? And this is like 2 or 3 spaces in between houses and he's still pacing me. So I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. Is he going to, hit my car? Is he going to cut me off? Is he going to jump out? What's he going to do? And so I realized I don't have my gun with me. I had a pocket knife. I always have a pocket knife, but I didn't have my gun with me. And I was like, I told myself right there, I was like, never again. I will never again be in this situation. And we're 15 minutes away from my house. We went to a friend's house for dinner. It was 105. He has a pool, barbecue, pool, beautiful. But I was like, never again. I'll never be in that situation to where obviously this dude's nuts or at least don't give a fuck or whatever, the way he's driving, the way he was pacing me instead of going the same direction as me after I called him a dumbass. And he was a dumbass, you piece of shit. You could have hit my truck. You could have hurt my family, you stupid cocksucker. But I'll never be in that situation. I'll always be able, because if it comes down to it, there's no way. There's no way I'm going to let something happen to me and leave my family to deal with this fucking idiot, whoever it may be. So, no, but I felt so naked and I felt so stupid for not having that because it could have went there. I'm going home. I don't know about him. I'm going home.
We all do everything we can to stay out of the ghetto and to, if you live in it, to earn enough career and cachet and money to move out of it. I lived in a pretty shitty place in Colorado and, things that got really good with doing the comics and all the art. So we've been A-OK and away from that shit for like, 20 something years now. Almost 20 years. Anyway, it's interesting, the attitudes and that out of control feminine mind that those guys, the gangster types have. It's crazy. I was at LA Live. That's the restaurant and shops and all that right next to the Lakers arena. And I was doing something with my family down there. I think it was a Comic-Con. We were going to like a fancy ass Morton's Steakhouse. And it's very crowded. There's people everywhere. And I'm walking with my wife and son, and I think my daughter. And this little like Mexican gangster guy runs into me. It was an accident. We ran into each other. We didn't see. He was very short. Remember, I'm very tall and big. And he like, so fuck's your problem, Holmes? Like starts this shit with me. And I'm there with my wife and my son. My son's probably 10 or 11 at the time. I'm like, hey man, it was an accident. And he's just like, blah, blah, blah. Like said something else. I'm like, you know what? We're going. And went to the restaurant. And I told my son later, I said, okay, here's what the deal with that is. I'm not afraid of a 5'2" guy that weighs half as much as me. But here's what I understand. I'm a winner. I have a good career. I own a home and I have my freedom. Anyone that is 5'2" and wants to scrap with someone who's 6'4" and at the time like 300 pounds is got a weapon in their pocket, or they're just a psychopath. So he's either going to shoot me or stab me, or he doesn't have a weapon. I beat the fuck out of him, and now I go to jail and lose my job, and maybe we lose our home. So that's two ways to lose, no way to win. But if I was an out of control like gangster type, oh, he disrespected me. He can't do that in front of my wife and blah blah. Like you're a pussy if you give into that. You really are. But I'm just doing the math in my head. Like, bro, I've got you by like 1.5 feet and like 180 pounds. What are you doing? Like, what's the deal with you? Because you're nuts. You're like a toddler to me, this little guy. So I'm like, all right, we're going. Sorry, we're out of here.
And that's the mature thing to do. And what I fucking hate about these gang members, these older ones, is they all say the same thing. Man, or let's say they're talking to some younger guy. Oh, don't do it. Your friends are not going to be there for you when you go to jail, blah, blah, blah. And they're not your real homies. And if I could do it over again. Well, too late, you son of a bitch. You've already shot people. You already stabbed people. You already beat people up, terrorized people, scared people, robbed people. And now you want to be like, oh, fuck, that shit wasn't right. I'm gonna do what I can and try to keep other people out of it. Shut the fuck up. You've already done your horrible things. That's like Saddam Hussein saying, all right, I've killed all these people. I've committed all these terrorist acts, but hey, I'm gonna start being. I shouldn't have done that. I should know better. That was stupid. Well, too late, you fucker.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not taking advice from dumbasses. No thanks.
Never again.
Dog says, that's what the Jackson kid was railing on about. Yeah, he was walking away from the wrestling arena where they're like, he disrespected me. He was like this weird, and it was like a fugue state where he wasn't even like conscious anymore. He was just repeating slogans about disrespect me and like.
He sounded like a 12-year-old. He sounded like a 12-year-old
horrible father is what he sounded like.
Who wanted to go spend the night at his friend's house, and his parents said no, and now he's going around his room all pissed off, swinging at the air, and his parents go, "What'd you say?" "Nothing." "Stupid, no, I want to go to the fucking party, motherfucker." He was like, "Oh, I'm tired of people playing with me. I'm tired of people playing with me." Dude, you sound like a fucking child.
Right.
You almost killed somebody for what? Because they gassed you up in the comments? Don't be no bitch. So you went in there and almost beat somebody to death? Throw that motherfucker away.
When you don't have a good father to give you that self-assurance that from loving you when you're little, you get validation from your father, and then you never need it again from other people. It's supposed to be a phase you go through as a little child. Your father, mostly, a little bit your mother, but most of your father validates you. Then you don't have validation-seeking behavior the rest of your life. So if you're on Kick live streaming and the chat is like, oh, he made a bitch out of you, and you have to give in to those comments because they're embarrassing you, you're weak.
Dude.
Dude, if you can't handle comments and you're on the internet, do you know what kind of comments me and Jericho get being on that? And Jericho and I are political, dude. You know the fucking comments. I just laugh at the people. I'll mess with them sometime and comment something snarky back, but you cannot care. You cannot care, and you cannot get your feelings hurt, dude. If you're getting your feelings hurt or feeling embarrassed on the internet, get the fuck off the internet. You don't belong here, dude.
Could you imagine if we were somewhere and some guy like bumped into you? I'm like, yo, Gabe, fuck him up. Fuck him up, Gabe. Don't be a bitch. Fuck him up. You're like, dude, shut the fuck up. What are you talking about?
I own a beautiful home, and I'm not in jail, and I'm going to keep it that way. I'm not going to beat up a stranger.
Fuck out of here, man. They need to throw that dude under the jail and never think about him again. That guy is a psycho, man.
Does anyone know that Psycho Stu, he's not dead. We would have heard that, but is he in a coma, or does anyone know?
I think he's awake. I saw somewhere where he's awake. I haven't heard anything where he's like talking.
I hope he
is
owns
awake.
Rampage Jackson's house by the time this thing's over, dude.
So I hope he owns everything. And yes, the kid, or Roger Jackson, is 25 years old. So at some point you got to unhook yourself from it was my dad's fault fucking trailer, but it was his dad's fault because his dad created this over emotional brute who can't use his words and just snaps out and almost beats somebody to death because he was disrespected. And then you have Rampage's stupid ass standing up for him, blaming the company. Oh, he wasn't arrested. You shouldn't have had him there. That means nothing.
Right.
Your son is, dude, give that dude a brain scan. His brain's probably all fucked up.
Can you imagine if you were this Raja's father and your kid did something like this? Because your kid's gotten out of line and done things, and you correct him. I did when my son was growing up. And guess what my son doesn't do? Things like this.
Hell
my
no.
son is gainfully employed at an amazing job for his age and like super squared away and mature. My daughter, super high achiever, professional comedian. She's a paid regular at the Comedy Store. That is the most famous comedy club in the world, the Comedy Store. I didn't tell my kids, if someone disrespect you, then you knock all their teeth out. Let me ask you a question, because I'm gonna take this from my Mexican half, and I want you to take this from your black half, okay? Because this is a touchy thing no one wants to talk about. But I think since we're these races, whatever the fuck that means, we can talk about this. When I see La Raza Mexicans, and this is the Reconquista, we're on stolen land by these white people and all this brown pride, SA, and all this shit. I'm like, I'm not embarrassed, but I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm not that kind of a Mexican. And I can't stand that because it's so ignorante. It's so ignorant and stupid ghetto trash. I can't stand that when I see that. I'm like, no,
we bought it.
Some of us speak in clear sentences and marry the women that we have kids with and open businesses. Yeah, some of us are capable and good, normal citizens. Now, I'll throw this on you now because when I see La Raza kind of Mexicans, I'm like, oh.
Those are the
when you see like the ghettoist Carnival Cruise brawl of black people, as a black man, does it make you go like, damn it, like knock it off? Because you know those people discredit you to strangers. They see your black face coming and like, oh, here comes another one. And I know, like, as a Mexican, I'm sure there are people that think that, like, oh, here he comes, La Raza.
For sure. And another thing, throw that fighter Sean Strickland on the same list. He's a piece of shit too. He was sticking up for Roger Jackson. But I want to take those kind of people, those kind of ghetto ass black folks, and it's different because I can look at ghetto ass Mexicans and I can understand why you feel that way, but I don't look like them, so it doesn't feel the same. I could see a ghetto ass white person, and I can understand why normal white folks would look down on that fool, but it just doesn't hit the same. But let me tell you this. When I see ghetto ass black folks and the twerking and the weaves and the violence and everything's racist and, you know, destroying a liquor store, running up in a 7-Eleven and ransacking it, all that shit we see on the news and on our feeds, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. Those kids doing wheelies on bikes, almost hitting everybody.
And then get mad when somebody runs into you. Look, my dad had a saying. He used to tell me, son, they may be your color, but they ain't your kind. And my parents had a word for people like black folks like that. It started with an N and ended with an A. Some people might throw an R on it. But in my house, that word was not thrown around willy-nilly. That word described a specific individual. Yes, Heather, exactly. Who was a low-down, disgraceful, embarrassing piece of shit. And if I were King Jericho of America, I would round up every single one of those motherfuckers, and I would contract somebody to build a trebuchet, and I would stuff it with those sons of bitches and fling them into the ocean. I hate them. I hate you, savage, uneducated, over-emotional, low expectation, I need a handout, motherfuckers. I hate them all.
Oh.
I can't stand that shit. There is no human being on earth worse than an American ghetto black person. Absolutely no one worse, because they are ignorant as shit and they love it. They love being ignorant. They love being a piece of shit, and they love being a drag on society. And I fucking hate every single one of them.
It's sad, man. It's because that civil rights movement in the 60s was, I think, designed to trip them up and not help them. A lot of it.
The civil rights movement was a mistake.
And the welfare was to take the father out of the house, because before that shit, the black people were married. They were all Baptists, and they were, they were all Christians, and they were staying married, and they were like finally coming out of the stuff that wasn't their fault, all the slavery and all the Jim Crow. They were coming out of it. And the Democrats saw them coming out and like, we're not having that, because those are Republicans.
They were doing
they're going to be Republicans.
better.
Yeah.
They were doing as well or better than white people because they stayed married. They went to church. They owned businesses. Before the civil rights movement, before everybody was forced to be integrated, it would have happened naturally. That's how we are as people. Yeah. Naturally, we would have said, that's old. That's antiquated. Let's try something new. But it was forced. So when you forced all these white people who own businesses, now you have to open it up to black folks. I don't believe in that. If you're a private business owner, you serve whoever you want. If people change and the public sentiment changes and now we don't like that, we're not going to go to your business, that's fine. But telling somebody you now have to serve these people, that is not right. And when that happened, all the black money, because our societies mirrored each other. White people had everything: white schools, white hospitals, white bus services, white cabs, white restaurants, a white world. It was mirrored in the black world. There were black doctors, black business owners, black tire shops, black cabs, black hospitals full of black doctors and black nurses with black patients. But as soon as you forced white people to allow us in, black people took those black dollars and spent them in white places because they figures white people's tea was sweeter. White people's food was better. White people's hotels were nicer. So now those black hotels and black everything else are falling by the wayside and going out of business, because now we can go with the white folks, and white folks' food just tastes better. The civil rights movement was a bunch of bullshit. It was wrong. And I'm going to say something even more controversial. Meet me in the comments. I'll fight you about it. Martin Luther King was a piece of commie shit. There we go.
I loved Martin Luther King growing up. I thought it was such a great thing. And then I found out all kinds of stuff about him. Communists writing his speeches and all this stuff, and how divisive it actually was. And, the drugs in the 80s is a whole other enchilada. That's a whole other thing.
He said that, someday my black kids and white kids. Well, he already got the white women. That's for sure. He was living his words.
Yeah.
Because he loved to cheat on his wife with those white women and do a little coke, some weed, some orgies. But wait a minute. This is I Have a Dream, Reverend Martin Luther King and his Bible and holding hands in this march on Selma and all this shit. Man, you up there doing lines of coke with the same people you tell us are holding us back, you piece of shit. Fuck Martin Luther King. And I felt so stupid when I found out the truth about him, because I bought everything they taught us, hook, line, and sinker.
I bought like 15 years ago a Time Life, like, the grocery store, they'll print like 4 or 5 times a year, a really thick like biography, Time Life. You see it at the checkout stand. And it was like MLK Day, and they had it on the stand. I'm like, I want to learn more about this guy. He's great. And I bought it, and I had it on my like coffee table for a while. I found out all this stuff. I'm like, hey man, never mind. Never mind, Dr. King, never mind.
They always show you that. It's always I Have a Dream. It's always the Washington Monument, all the people standing out there. That's what they always show you.
I think the last 10 years, Trump world, where Trump pulled that Wizard of Oz curtain back fully, a lot of us were already very suspicious. Me working in the entertainment industry, I kind of got, it's all propaganda. This ain't art. This is propaganda. But Trump world, the last 10 years, like if you trust anything now, you're kind of stupid. You know what I mean? I know not everything is a lie, but in my mind now, everything is a lie.
But it probably is.
It probably
is.
Probably.
Man, that's
Mike
such.
Coulter says California didn't even belong to Mexico, belonged to Spain. Mexico owned California for like 21 years or something like that. So they owned it for less time than Spain and less time than and they sold it. We didn't just come here and like murder the Americans didn't come here and murder Mexicans. The Mexicans sold this land
Willful
for cash
ignorance.
money.
And the Mexicans who were in now what is America, they gave them citizenship. You know, hey, since you're already here, they gave them citizenship.
My ancestors on the Mexican side is Mr. Duran. Duran is a Spanish name. He came from the north of Spain, the south of France, the Basque region. It's the mountains there between Spain and France. And he came here in the mid 1700s. And he came into the Texas, Colorado zone there. It was a big, there were state lines were not there yet. And they were sheep herders because Basques, that's what they do. They're big. They still to this day, that's what Basque people do. They do sheep herding. I don't know his name. I don't know much else about him. I haven't researched it that much. But it's like, yes, when that got bought by American, turned into America, those people there, they just became American citizens.
Right.
So at first, I guess he was a Spanish citizen of the Spanish colony of that half of America was Spain. Then Mexico has it for 3 minutes, and then America has it. So
yeah, we purchased it. We didn't steal it. We purchased it. And my mom, she traced our lineage, or at least on her side of the family. I don't know about my dad's, but she traced her lineage, and her family, my family, they had acquired their freedom by 1812. But what they tell us is every person with my skin tone was a slave until 1865. Or if you were in Galveston, Texas, 1867 or whenever that's when Juneteenth is, when they finally found the last slaves finally found out, oh yeah, you're free. So how in the fuck did my family manage to get their freedom 50 years before the Civil War? It's almost like shit's not what they told us it was.
Right.
It's almost like every slave wasn't, sexually assaulted and beaten and separated and drowned and all these horrible things. It's almost like there's more to it than they're telling us. Huh.
Right. But this is why we have to be careful not to give into the anger, because all these narratives are built for the divide and conquer. Because elites, at the end of the day, they don't care about any of us, one side or the other. They just want to make sure we're fighting and not unified as a monoculture, because monocultures will not bend to garbage from the government, because we all agree. If we're a monoculture, we're like, we're not doing that. And I don't have to check with my neighbor because I know he's just like me and he's not going to do it. So that's why you see places like Japan. That's a monoculture. You can leave your laptop in the cafe and come back 2 hours later, it'll be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because everyone knows, hey, we're all the same. We're all in this together. Don't do that, Yeah,
Dubai too.
Right. Yeah, I've heard that about Dubai and all that. And it's like, yeah, we should have monocultures. Now, America's unique because it's not a racial monoculture, but it should definitely be an ideological monoculture.
Yes, there can only be one culture.
You must be American to be here.
Multiculturalism
cars
is a
have
lie.
One steering wheel. You don't have two steering wheels in the car. That will never work.
Multiculturalism is a lie. There can only be one culture because your culture is your beliefs. I can't have, I believe that you shouldn't hit women, but you can hit them too. You can't have that.
Right.
It's one culture, one set of beliefs, and our American culture is the best.
Right. Speaking of borders, I did this for a little bit of fun. As you know, my friend Dean was in Georgia last week running obstacle courses and shooting firearms because he is sworn in now as an honorary ICE guy, and he's going to go back in September and finish it up and become an official ICE agent. So me and my pal Akian, we dreamed up this little drawing here of Dean Cain as Police ICE Special Response Team. So Dean Cain, Iceman, and I'm on the 4th draft of the Volume 2 script. Dean Cain, All-American Lawman, Volume 2. I should be done with it by Thursday or Friday. There's already some concept artwork and stuff like that going on with the book. This second Dean Cain volume is a hoot. I'm changing things up. The first one was like 116 pages. I'm cutting it in half. And here's why. I want to put these out more frequently. I realized to build a fandom and to keep people interested, I can't be putting out a comic book once every 2 years. So I think if I cut these down to 64 pages, I can put out 2 a year. That's the plan. So I think when I introduce a new concept or a new character, I'll go with the big book. I'll go with like the 120 page, it's like a Hollywood movie kind of story. And then The subsequent ones after that will be more like episodes of Law and Order. You know what I mean? I still try to do the 3-act hero's journey Hollywood movie, but I compress it down to 64 pages so we can turn out hopefully 2 of them a year. That's my plan going forward. I'm learning a lot as a self-publishing guy. I'm learning that 120 was it's too many pages to do enough of these that I want to do every year. So great art row. Thank you very much. And if you like that, you'll love this. EMPYREAN, Earth Illuminated. We need strong parents. We need strong fathers. This story, it's a sci-fi. It's for my love of the old, the good Star Wars. And this is a fresh take on that kind of stuff. A husband and wife team. She's a research scientist. He's a daring test pilot. And everyone's under the boot heel of Casimir the Destroyer, the guy there in the red robe. But he's got everyone on the planet as soulless fooled that he's their loving, benevolent father. He's their king. He's their God. And the husband and wife team, they found out some conspiracy stuff that could lead to freedom for everyone. And it's a game of a little bit of espionage, a lot of lasers, a lot of robots, a lot of spaceships. You will absolutely love this thing. This has already been created, already been printed, so it is ready to go. A lot of crowdfunds, they don't have the book done. They take the money and then they take a year to do the book later. That's an okay way to do it for people that need to do that. But I took the risk on this, made this amazing sci-fi adventure, and I want everyone watching right now to get it. If you don't have it, order it. You'll love it. This is the kind of stuff you felt your culture slipping away for like decades, but really intensely like the last 10, 15 years. I'm giving it back to you. All that stuff about men and heroes and beautiful women and evil bad guys and the stories that really are just entertaining. First of all, really fun and entertaining, but they uplift you. They inspire you. That's what I do here. That's why I do this stuff. That's why I got the hell away from Warner Brothers. No, thank you. So yeah, please check that out. And we still have a few Dean Cain All-American Lawman. We did sell out of cover E. Let's see. But if you jump over there, I put some. So when I first did this, I said I sold out of this cover, sold out of that cover. But really, when you sell out, you keep 10 or 20 copies. You keep a few on hand in case someone emails you, hey, mine got lost in the mail. Mine got delivered damaged. So now that it's been over a year since I fulfilled all the orders and no one has ever written me again about a lost or damaged book, I busted out the reserves, just a handful, and I put some covers back up that exist. Cover E, the James Bond cover, that one is gone. If you didn't get it, too bad. Sorry. Cover F is there. We got the awesome T-shirts. But we have a few cover A's, a few cover C's. Cover B is gone forever. And then the limited edition, the limited to 500 of the foil covers. I only have, I think my wife told me that we have, hold on, let me check the inventory here. I have a handful. Hold on. I think there's 5 or 7 or something. There's not many left at all. There's just a couple and it's single digits. I don't remember. But this foil one, we only ever printed 500. So that one's a premium. And it's all the same book. There's just different covers for those of you not familiar with comic books. But yeah, please go to Big Man Comics. Check all this stuff out. I make it for you. Tyrus is done. I finished drawing it on Friday. Jericho, I've been drawing that thing since December. And I sent you the final page. So you show your son?
Yes, I did.
What did he flip?
He loved it. He's like, when is it going to be ready? Because he got the
preview comic.
The preview that you sent. He was like, oh, that's not it. And then I showed him this. He's like, oh, that's not it. So he can't take much more. He wants his book, man. We want this book.
How badass was that final page? I ran through the finished tape. You know, some people they get to the 1 yard line. They kind of I ran through the tape, man, like you're supposed to.
No, that shit's awesome, man. We are very excited to
get
that, and I hope
super badass.
I hope that everybody is, because if you haven't gotten a comic from Big Man Comics yet, you are in for a treat. I don't know what you're waiting for, but here's another opportunity. And go back and get the other stuff. Don't just, if you haven't gotten one yet, don't just start here. Go back, get everything, because especially All American Lawman, you got the second volume coming out, so you guys need to know what the hell's going on. So
I wish I could tell you everything about the second one, dude. I've had so much fun writing it. I wrote it, and I've rewritten it 3 times in the last 2 weeks, and I got more ideas this morning. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't say anything. I want to tell you guys everything. Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. New characters, new locations, wacky concepts. Leaned into a lot of James Bond in this one, and I won't say in what way, but a lot of fun. This thing is badass. All American Lawman, hoping to get that one finished before the end of the year. But I don't sell anything at Christmas because I realize people are buying a lot of Christmas gifts. So it's like, if I don't sell it to you before like Thanksgiving, then I'm not going to sell it till like February or something like that. So I talked to Tyrus. We're not going to put that book out probably until late January. So it won't go on sale till January. It's done being drawn in black and white. I've got a great crew coloring it. I'm not coloring it because that would take me 2-3 months. I got other stuff to do. I got scripts to write, and I got to start drawing another book. And but I got awesome colorists that work on some pretty big time stuff, mainstream comic stuff. I got some guys doing it for me, so they're doing a great job on that. So you're gonna love that one when that one comes out. And yeah, my buddy Tyrus, he's very excited about it. He's a huge, incredible Hulk fan, and we got a big, strong guy smashing buildings, smashing bad guys, and having a lot of fun. And these are all over 120, so you're getting like a 2-hour movie here. You're getting like a Hollywood action movie, right, Jericho? I mean, when you read them, that's what they're like, right?
Yeah, I mean, the beginning, it even starts. You know, it's like a good action movie. It starts with something already happening. You know, it's like starting with something going on, like a great action movie would, and it has everything.
You start
the chills,
yeah.
You know, the action, the suspense, and you think, you know, this is it's a book, it's paper, it's colors, it's words, but it still elicits that same reaction from you. You know, the heart pounding, oh man, what's going to happen next? Or when, like what I say, when I read it with my son, so we're both waiting to see what happens next, you know, the next bedtime of the next, you know, tomorrow night that comes around, like, you know, we're both like, hey, let's get in here and get ready for bed so we can read this damn thing and see what's going to happen next. So yeah, this is great, man. I'm excited to see all of these. One
thing that Hollywood is allergic to that we are not allergic to at Big Man Comics is beautiful women. There's a snippet from one of the pages. I'm not going to show you the page. I'm not going to spoil things. She's gorgeous.
And what's wrong with that?
No, you want it. You want it for sure. You know,
what are these people thinking? That's the greatest thing ever made, is the body of a woman. But you know, hey, what do we know, right? We've just been males our whole life.
Mr. Reese, a customer of mine, All American Llamas were fun and great read. Mr. Reese, you're going to give a testimonial to everyone out in the audience that hasn't bought yet, that's going to buy right now. I want people in the chat to send me a chat in the next 5 or 10 minutes. Hey, I just bought EMPYREAN or whatever, or Dean Cain. And they're going to buy it because Jericho said it's great. I said it's great. And then Mr. Reese, I remember when I emailed you that my All-American Lawman got lost in the mail. Mr. Reese, please tell the audience what I did and how quickly I did it when you told me I got lost in the mail. Please tell me, because I don't know, because I have thousands of backers and I don't know who Mr. Reese is, because I'm sure that wasn't your name on the actual order form. But please tell the audience. And if I fucked up, tell them. But I know I didn't, because I didn't do that to anyone. Everyone that ordered me that had a problem, I answered their email the same day. I put a replacement book in the mail the same day, unless it was like a Sunday and the post office was closed. But please, Reese, I beg of you, tell the audience what I did, because I don't know. I don't know who you are.
Come on.
So all of a sudden he just craps on me. But yeah, I'm thrilled to do this, and I'm humbled by you guys that have supported me, man. I stay home and write and draw for a living. This is what I did when I was 3-4 years old, was draw stories. And you guys let me do this. I will never let you down, because this is such a gift to get to do this. So Remdog says, I wish I had the fundage. Well, we'll wait for you. I know Biden really screwed that economy up, so I get it. But I will tell you this, when you do decide to honor me by buying a book for me, it will be worth your money.
Yep.
I care so damn much about the quality of these. I care so much that these are entertaining. And anyone that's read it will tell you that's 100% true. This is not a grift for me or whatever. Like I love art so sincerely, so deeply within me. I don't know. I love art as much as you can love something that isn't a human being. I really do. I'm thrilled by art every day. I love it so much. So anyway, we're going to get to, let's see, thank God this is the response you want. Everyone who's wondering if they should buy anything from me. Well, here you go. Mr. Reese says, he emailed me that his book got lost in the mail and lost or destroyed it. And here's what I did. Gabe responded to me within an hour. He then sent me a replacement copy, and it came in the mail in a couple days.
Boom.
That's how you treat customers always. My grandfather worked for himself. My dad worked for himself. My uncle worked for himself. I saw this growing up. The customer is the king. You don't ever treat them badly. Ever. Ever. Not allowed. If I had an employee that did something to a customer, fired. Fired. You're gone. We don't do that. You know? Ugh, goodness. Maybe Cracker Barrel could take some, consultation from me.
They switch back.
Doesn't matter.
They're switching back to the old logo, fucking idiot.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
So stupid.
Get lost. Get lost.
You let that dumb progressive Rachel Maddow looking bitch screw your company up. You're stupid.
That lady's good for a box of wine a night, you know?
Stupid. You know her boyfriend is a male feminist, and he doesn't care that she still dates her ex, or she still goes on vacation with her ex.
Well, she goes on a girls' trip, and Randy just happened to be there at the same time.
No, she goes with Randy, her and Randy, but nothing's happening.
Right,
Why are you so jealous?
Well,
nothing's happening.
We're sharing a bed to save money.
Because it's cheaper. It's cheaper if we share it. Well, are there 2 beds in the room? No, it's cheaper with 1 bed. We're just gonna have 1 bed. He's gonna sleep on the couch.
Do you know any guys like that are just
yeah, of course. I don't know any personally.
Their wife is just like a monster and gets away with everything.
Dude, there is no fucking way that would ever happen. Ever. No way that would ever. What, man? My wife wouldn't even fix her mouth to even say some shit like.
I heard. I don't know what movie it was or TV show, but the guy says, "If you insult me in a dream, you better wake up and apologize."
Dude, you're crazy. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, here comes Heather with the horrible. Heather's doing her impersonation of the worst woman on earth. Why are you trying to control me? Okay.
Bitch.
Yeah, that's I feel really sorry for men and women that are basically married to their enemy. I don't know how that happens. I love my wife. I don't tire of her. I'm with her every day. She works at home. I see her when I wake up. I see her in the middle of the day. We go on walks together. We go out to lunch together. We fall asleep on the couch together. Like, yeah. And on the weekends, we go do things together. Like, and then you got these other guys like, oh, your wife's your best friend. What a loser. Blah, 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 blah. I was like, okay, just because you don't know how to have a relationship, you're an idiot.
Hey, you idiot. What else is my wife supposed to be? Like, she's not my best guy friend, but in life, overall, yeah, she's my best friend, you jackass.
It's so dumb. Yeah. Almost as dumb as Bulletproof Monk. Let's get into it. Guys, tonight's topic. The worst movie I have ever seen. We're gonna go back and forth. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. My list, you'll notice on the right, only has 4, but that's because one of the movies I have is the same movie Jericho has. So that's probably the winner of the night of the worst movie if we both
canceled it out.
So Jericho, Bulletproof Monk. We reviewed this piece of shit on my channel. Now I felt bad reviewing this movie because one of the creators of the comic book, which is not terrible, the comic book Bulletproof Monk, which is cool and entertaining, is illustrated by a colleague of mine who I did work with and make comic books at DC. I do feel bad about that. The movie, it's not great. I just can't shit on it like you because I am personally connected to someone that created this concept. But let loose because I don't censor you on this channel. Tell me why you hate this thing.
Well, I mean, it's not your friend didn't have anything to do with this.
No,
if anything,
he's a comic book. He made a comic book.
He's a victim.
He's
a victim in all this. He didn't have anything to do with this.
He should hate this movie more than anybody on earth.
Dude, this movie is so fucking bad. You didn't even finish it. That's how bad it is. You turned this shit off. You didn't even
turned it off for like half an hour, 45 minutes ago. I turned it off.
Dude, if you have a shitty, there are levels to shitty movies. Because if you have a shitty movie with a low budget, it's a low budget. It's supposed to be shitty.
Right.
So this right here, 2003. So to the right. Well, first of all, Chow Yun-Fat, huge.
He's red hot at the time. Chow Yun-Fat.
Yeah, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, The Replacement Killers with Mira Sorvino. So Chow Yun-Fat, huge. Sean William Scott, that's Stifler from American Pie.
Yeah.
Huge, freaking huge, right? Yeah. And then you got what's her name? She was, what is she in? Oh man, I can't remember. She was in a really famous, iconic movie. I can't remember what it was. It was huge.
Well, they were all. The point is, these actors were hot at the time.
Huge,
so this was a
huge. This movie was dog shit. The special effects, trash. The script, the storyline. There's a bad guy in this movie, not the bad guy, just a bad guy in this movie, and his name is Mr. Funtastic, and he has it tattooed on his stomach. Mr. Funtastic is this guy's fucking name. No, don't you say that on the Miser. Volcano with Tommy Lee Jones was it was definitely better than this shit. There's what is it? Oh, the score. What the fuck? The music in this movie, the fight scenes were just horrible. This movie is shit from top to bottom. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how this happened. I don't know how you get a big budget film like that with stars like this, and it just fucking sucks. But basically, the plot is Chow Yun-fat is a monk who has to protect these scrolls, and whoever the protector is, the former protector, passes down all the knowledge, and then they're basically immortal. He doesn't age. So like right here, he's 65 or 70 years old, but he can't age because you stay the same age as when you got the scroll. So he was a young man, what was he, 40 here or some shit? But he was that age when he got the scroll, so that's the age he stays. And so he now has to pass it on to the next protector. Guess who that is? Fucking Stifler.
Right.
So Stifler is this pickpocket, and of course, I don't believe in all your Mushu Kung Fu mojo, man. I'm just going to live my life. And then Chow Yun-fat, everything Chow Yun-fat says is a fucking fortune cookie. Those who do not proceed through life are doomed to blah, blah, blah. Everything is this prolific, profound fucking horseshit.
Didn't we find out the director of this movie had only directed like MTV music videos before he did this?
I thought you were going to say we found out the director of this movie has like autism or something. That would have made sense.
I'm almost certain that we found out he never directed a movie before.
And it shows.
Chow Yun-fat is a cool, famous actor, and I've liked a lot of other stuff he's done. In this movie, he's like a ghost. It's like he doesn't exist in this movie. There's no emphasis. I don't care about anything he's saying or he's doing. It's just you're bored to tears. You know why? That's what hurts this movie a lot. They have the classic straight man and the goofball, right? That's a classic comedy trope. It always works. And Chow Yun-fat isn't being a good straight man with Sean William Scott's wacky dude. Because one of the key, I play the straight man a lot. When we do the characters on the show, Jericho's the goofball and I'm the straight man. And part of the straight man, you're winking at the audience like, I don't know. I'm just asking questions while I'm setting Jericho up. And Chow Yun-fat doesn't do that at all. So I think the humor is like half a joke. It's like one-sided and it's not working with the Smothers brothers, the straight man and the goofball. It's not working.
It is terrible. Terrible. And the girl, she only serves to fight the main bad guy's niece.
Right.
So she's only there to fight another chick. Oh, and the choreography. Oh, the fight choreography is so fucking
not
horrible.
Great.
And Chow Yun-fat, he's like, there's a scene where he goes, and that's another thing. He's very intrusive, but Stifler doesn't do anything about it. Like he just shows up in his house. Like, what are you doing in my apartment? Oh, any man who has a traveler come to his door must offer him sleep for the night. It's always some, ancient Chinese fucking garbage. Man, that shit is so fucking dumb. If you have time to waste, brain cells to waste, or you're like myself and you just like a cringy, bad, shitty, fucked up movie, this is for you. Because this is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
It should be called Audience Proof Monk. Real quick. Shadowner says they love the video and they have a lot of questions about writing. I read 2 of your chats in here. It's a lot to go over quickly and we're in the middle of these horrible movie reviews. This is the advice I'll give you on writing and trying to make sure the audience understands what you're doing. 2 things. Writing is rewriting. I'm on revision 4 of the second Dean Cain graphic novel. I'll be done by this Friday and this is the final revision of it. But when we draw it, that'll rewrite it a little bit as we draw it. When we add the word balloons, we'll rewrite it a little bit then because we'll look at the drawings and go, you know what? If he says this, we can kind of change this scene to this, and that's better. So writing is rewriting. So if you're stuck and you don't like what's going on, scrap it, do it again. That's boring, but it's the right way. You got to do stuff that's unpleasant to get what you want in life and everything, including writing. And then to point you on the right track, I want you to check these out. There is a guy, New York Times bestselling author, William Bernhardt. I've spoken about him for years on here. He has a series of books, and they're also audiobooks called The Red Sneaker Writers. And he gives you tutorials, and they are – the great thing about William Bernhardt is he's a great writer, but he's also a great teacher. Because some artists, some athletes, some whatever profession, they're very good at what they do, and they can't teach others to do it. You know what I mean? Like Michael Jordan, like trying to run the Bobcats, and And John Elway trying to run the Broncos, and he's just doing everything wrong as a general manager. Some guys are great at what they do, and they can't explain it. William Bernhardt can explain writing down to the molecule. It's very digestible, very easy to understand. They are the best books I've ever read on writing, and I've been over them over and over and over. Story structure, dialogue, characterization, plot, editing, everything you can think of. There's about 15 of them. They're short. The audiobooks are like 3-4 hours. So the paperback books version of them are pretty short. Get your hands on those. I don't know if money's an issue for you. They're not too much money, but that would be my advice to you. Writing is rewriting, and go to people who already know how to do it and learn everything from them. That's how you do everything in life. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Mr. Reese says the first time I saw Bulletproof Monk was on Telemundo, the Spanish dub.
Oh,
¿Qué estás haciendo, muchacho?
It's probably better in Spanish.
Can you imagine the wise old Chinese Segs, but they're in Espanol.
Spanish.
Oh, goodness.
I don't even know how to say it, man. This movie is so damn stupid.
Right.
Holy
anyway,
shit.
Coming in at number 5 for me, the 5th worst movie I've ever seen. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. There should be a class action lawsuit against Disney for these Marvel movies in general. Yeah. As everyone knows, I have not been shy to say I hate these movies, and I've always hated these movies. So for me to say this is the worst one is really something, because I hate the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I always have. And I'm very resentful that everyone is copying what I said over a decade ago. The Marvel movies have too much corny humor. I said that in 2011, and now everyone's on it like it's some new info. I've been saying this for the better part of 15 years. You guys all copied me. I was right. It's like, here's Jericho. Let's go back and forth with some Marvel lines. I'll do one. Hold on. He's standing right behind me, isn't he? You know, those little quippy lines they do.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm just trying to think of something corny.
They'll say something like this. Well, that just happened.
Yeah. Or give me 3 feet. Or like back up, you know, some shit like that. So because they're unbothered by the danger that they're in. They just always have something smart to say because they're just too cool.
I thought you said you knew these guys, right?
I didn't know them.
Yeah, Jericho. Looks like we've got company. Everything is so fucking insincere. It's so. I hate Marvel movies with a passion because of that shit. I'm a good comedy writer. I helped my daughter become a great stand-up comedian. I know comedy. I know how to write it, and nobody at Marvel knows how to write it. This stuff is so bad. It's unbearably bad. And it always has been. It didn't get bad. It's always been bad. The quip a minute. You know, smart-ass comment every 30 seconds. Shut up.
But what do you think the budget was on this Doctor Strange movie?
It was a little less than USAID was robbing us blind for every year. I'm sure the budget was astronomical to make this bowl of boiling diarrhea.
$200 million, $150, $200 million. And this is what you get. And let me ask you this, because I think you would know. Is CGI expensive? Because that's what most of these movies, they're mostly CGI. Nothing is practical anymore.
You're just like watching a damn video game in these movies.
But so what's so expensive? Is it the time that goes into it? Because it can't be the electricity to operate the computer. What the fuck is so expensive? Okay. Where does $200 million go on a movie like this?
Hold up. Get your tinfoil hat on. Okay? I have no proof of this. This is an allegation legally. I have no proof, no way of knowing this, but I do have common sense. I think they're putting money in a laundry machine. That's what I think's going on here. I think it doesn't cost that much to make this shit. And I think a lot of people are unjustly getting very wealthy. I think Hollywood famously is not known for its accounting. Ask movie stars and the artists if they get to see the books from the studios. Ask these musicians for the record companies and the actors and the TV people. Actors always joke they got their residual check in the mail and it's like 8 cents. You know what I mean? Like, I get royalties. I get royalties from Warner Brothers. I get royalties from Disney. And it's nice to get free money, but you're not getting jillions of dollars. And then you see this stuff. It's in every book. The comic books I make, they're reprinted as graphic novels. I get money for that, allegedly. It's in every fucking bookstore on earth. And then I see the royalty checks I get every quarter. It's not nothing. I can go buy something nice with it. But I'm like, you guys are printing a lot of these books. You're printing a lot of these books there, and you're printing them for years, you know? And I've heard actors talk about this. And so I think the whole thing allegedly is a grift. I have no way to prove that. I have no evidence. But I think that's what goes on. I mean, are the Hollywood people moral about anything that we could see externally?
No.
So why would they be moral about things that are internal that we can't see? You know?
But
I don't think these things really cost that much. Now, you would have to ask our buddies Matthew Marsden and Dean Cain. They would know. I'm talking out of my ass here. I don't know what it costs to make a movie. They would know. They'd know better than me, Matthew and Dean. Maybe I'm totally off base. Maybe these things do cost $200 million.
But when we look it up, what is the budget of X movie, this movie, let's say, and it's going to tell us $100 million for the sake of math. Okay. So if it were like a movie, an old school movie before CGI, right, and it had like A-list actors in it, like a Jim Carrey, in 94, Will Smith or something. Okay, $25 million for that actor. So if you have like 3 of them, okay, that's 75 mil. Okay, now I can see where that money's going. But this guy, he's the star, so he's going to get the highest paycheck. But if it's not loaded with stars who are getting this kind of money, and most of the movie is CGI, so the green screen, the little suits with the balls on them, like that stuff, how is that more expensive
the art
practical effects?
The art department and the CGI and all that is so expensive. Because it's kind of like a doctor. Why is medicine expensive? You gonna do it yourself? Who can make Hollywood quality CGI? Not that many people, so they charge an arm and a leg. It's like a lawyer. You're gonna defend yourself in court? You're going to prison. They say a man who has himself for a man who represents himself has a fool for a client. Right. I think the CGI is expensive because it can be. Because what are you gonna do? You're gonna hire someone else? Look at the budget on this thing. $414.9 million. Now, when I tell you I think there's some funny money stuff going on here, you will never convince me, even with the actors and the advertising and the CGI and all that, you'll never convince me it cost $500 million.
No way.
To make a movie. No
way.
No, there's no way. I don't think so. No.
Unless it's the greatest movie ever made.
I just don't believe it costs that much. I think there's a lot of funny business going on in Hollywood, and it's been that way for a century. I mean, look at just the act, like going back to Fatty Arbuckle, dude, and just like silent movies. There's all this money stuff and all this crap going on all the time. It's always how it's been, dude. It's always how.
But I guess I don't know. I guess inflation, or maybe they just figured they can take even more money. But these budgets are getting bigger and bigger. Look at a $500 million movie? That's unheard of 20 years ago.
I only went to this movie because my brother drugged me to it because he's seen a lot of the Marvel movies. And I didn't. This is the second Doctor Strange movie, by the way. I didn't see the first one. I've only seen. There are about 30 Marvel movies. I've seen about 5. That's all I could stand with that.
Oh, they're so bad.
That has happened. And
I think the only Marvel movie that's a good one. Maybe not the only. Maybe there's another one or two, but definitely Blade. That's probably the best Marvel movie ever made, and that was way before all this shit.
Grant Rocha's coming with some budget here. Low budget simple animations of 1,000 to 5,000 per minute. Mid-range detailed 2D. Grant, I don't know where you got your numbers, but I will tell you as an industry insider, maybe you are too. That is cheap. What you're saying. That is cheap. I was talking to a guy who does it professionally, because I wanted to make some animations for Big Man Comics, and I said I'm gonna have to wait then. Because it was thousands per minute, but he was like an independent guy, but he was pro. And I was doing research, and like, if you had a big studio, just say a Disney, like say you get them to do your thing, that could cost you, no exaggeration, that could cost you nearly $1 million a minute for that animation. That's what they would charge.
Damn.
That's about what the budget would have to be. So, I mean, yes, they're charging you because they can, and no, it doesn't really cost them that much to do it. But again, like a lawyer, they charge that much because they can. You know what I mean? So, and all these numbers are ballpark. Obviously, it's not exact, or it might not be totally close, but you get my meaning. These things can be hundreds of thousands of dollars a minute for a pretty good studio to animate for you. So it's crazy stuff. So,
and I don't know that 900 million, box office. I don't know, man. I think a lot of that is just people who are going to watch this shit no matter what.
Well, don't forget, they always say the movie's budget, you could double it when you do the advertising. So if they tell you that this costs like 300 million, and then they have the other budget of 420 million, that's the advertising.
Mm-hmm.
So Superman costs 200 million to make and 200 million to advertise. They spend that much. But I'm like, why would advertising cost that? It's crazy to me.
Dude, how's it changed that much? And advertising, I guess that's ads, probably billboards, shit like that. But who's like, other than an ad, like, now all the stupid streaming services have fucking ads.
Right.
But other than that, when do you see a preview for a movie? There are billboards that big in the advertisement game still?
I guess because, it's commercials on TV every second. There's billboards on buses, on hotels. There's just stuff everywhere. And they have to. I think they have to. I don't know. They should leverage social media more. Anyway, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness story is not worth repeating to you. It's as bad as you think. They go through the multiverse, all kinds of different dimensions, a bunch of characters you don't care about.
It's worse than you think.
Do a bunch of things that don't mean anything. And at the finale of the movie, an evil Doctor Strange is throwing floating, glowing musical notes at the good Doctor Strange.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
One of them is throwing musical notes at the other one. I kid you not. And the end, the movie sucks. Think of the worst meal you've ever had. This is worse than that.
This is the worst meal you've ever had, and somebody comes to your table and puts one leg up on the table and takes a shit in your plate. Now it's ready to eat.
This is like getting seconds on the worst meal you've ever had. I heard a story. Scott Hastings, NBA player in the 80s and the early 90s. He was on the Detroit Pistons Bad Boys. He was on the Atlanta Hawks with Dominique Wilkins. He was on the Denver Nuggets. He's a radio host in Denver, so I listened to him for years. And he said when he was a little boy, he grew up out in Kansas on the farms and all that. And he went to one of his friends' houses, and they had fresh tomatoes. And like me, Scott Hastings hates tomatoes. I love everything that a tomato makes very much. I love tomato soup, a rich, tomato broth, ketchup, barbecue sauce, salsa. I don't like tomatoes, a big goopy chunk of tomato with all that acidic gel. It's like eating an eyeball. The tomatoes disgust me. Scott Hastings was the same way. And he was at his friend's farm, and the mom made them tomato sandwiches. And now, being a good country boy, he powered it down because he's like a big glass of milk and a big old couple slices of tomato with some mayo and salt, and he just ate it so he didn't look like a little creep.
Yeah.
But he ate it quickly and used the milk to swallow it like medicine because it grossed him out so much. Fatal miscalculation. Because he ate it so fast, the mother was so pleased that he loved her tomato sandwich.
Oh, you must want.
So she made him another one, and he had
you must want another one, fool.
That is what Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is like. When you think you've had an ass full of the worst movie you've ever seen, they say, guess what? There's more.
Guess what? That was the first course.
Right. It's like one of those game shows where the guy's got that thin microphone. He's all, and that's not all. It's like, oh my gosh.
I was hoping that was all.
Grant Rosha seems to have the info. He says the cost of CGI effects in standalone Marvel movies is about 1 to 200 million, while Avengers movies are at least 350 million per release. About 98 of MCU films' newest releases were CGI. Yeah, horrible. So but that guy really ate it with the damn tomatoes. Now, I said there was a final battle where they were throwing musical notes at each other. None of the miser off the top rope says, "Careful, he's throwing a C sharp." I like it.
Is that a G flat? Duh. Like, come on, dude. That's so weak.
It's a sharp. It's dangerous because it's sharp.
So GAY.
Coming in at number 4 for Jericho. Guggly Man.
Oh boy.
Now, this is the movie, in my opinion, where Steven Seagal became the Albuquerque Buddhist. I will let you take it from here, except I get to steal from you and say he did kill people with a credit card that have bleeding in each of the throats.
Dude.
This is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
This fucking movie. It's not just Steven Seagal's fault. Because as you can see, he's not the only man on the cover. You also have to blame Mr. Keenan Ivory Wayans. because
who is a comedic genius, by the way.
But he doesn't show any of that in this movie.
He hides it well in this movie. He doesn't want anyone to know.
He left his comedic genius on the kitchen counter at home. He forgot it. It's right next to his cell phone. He forgot both of those because it's the corniest one-liner, trying to be funny. And like Gabe said, this is Keenan Ivory Wayans. This is In Living Color. His fingerprints are on white chicks and Don't Be a Menace. I'm going to get you, sucker.
I would say you could not name a family that had more funny in their genetics. Damon,
no way.
Marlon, Sean, Kim, Keenan. What the hell is in their DNA to be funny, all of them? That's crazy.
Dude. And all of that meant nothing. None of that showed up on screen. This movie probably has the worst practical effect you've ever seen in
Are you
your
talking
life.
about the rubber gate? The rubber.
Yep. I don't know about you. But gates usually aren't made of rubber. Can I say that?
No.
Is that too far?
Yeah.
Because at the end, when he has the final fight scene with the bad guy, who, by the way, should have been somebody who was also a martial artist.
What?
Steven probably didn't want that. He probably wanted to dominate, beat his ass. So he throws this guy out of a window, and he's supposed to land on this fence it's a wrought iron fence. So the sharp part's supposed to go through his chin and hold him up. And he's supposed to impale his hands on the other spike. So it looks like he's being crucified because it ties in with the whole theme of this murderer, right? But when he does that, and they show it in slow motion. If you're gonna make a mistake, don't put it in slow motion. And you see the fence going like this, like it's rubber. It is, guys.
It's so bad. You're
gonna hear this a lot, but I can't explain to you how bad this movie is unless you've seen it. Again, major motion picture. This is 1997 Seagal. This is outside of his first 5 movies that were all bangers. We're getting into, we've already done On Deadly Ground, Fire Down Below. This is well into the Buddhist Steven Seagal. He has like the Asian Nehru jacket and the beads and I do not fight anymore. All that kind of shit. We're waist deep in that kind of Seagal. And it sucks ass. Brian Cox is in it. So you're thinking, all right, that's a good, strong B-list actor. Nothing. This movie's impervious to his acting skills. It's impervious to Keenan Ivory Wayans' comedy. Oh, yeah, look at this shit. Here,
you guys have to see it. So he's fighting the final bad guy, knocks him through a window, and there's a wrought iron black decorative fence inside the building, or the railing. And when he hits it, it's like it couldn't be more wiggly. It's like holding up a pancake and just jiggling it.
Make sure you put it on full screen so we can really see.
Oh, okay.
The shittiness of this. Like somebody held up a piece of lunch meat.
Okay. I'm only going to play a few seconds, though.
Yeah, that's all we can handle.
Watch this guy and the rubber fence at the climax of the movie in slow motion.
Yes. Look at that shit. And he barely got a bloody nose. Barely.
Unbelievable, dude. That thing was like a child's elementary school project. Like they made it out of cardboard or something.
Guys, that was the final cut, by the way. Somebody looked at that. The director looked at that and said, cut, print, we're good.
Oh.
But this movie's terrible. Steven Seagal plays, this, again, the straight guy, the funny guy, I guess. Keenan Ivory Wayans is the comic relief. No matter what, they could be in a shootout. He has something smart to say. And it's really corny. None of it's funny. Are there any good action scenes?
There's
I guess the scene in the restaurant.
When he goes in the restaurant and beats the crap out of all the Goombas in there, that's funny.
All the 50-year-old stuntmen, all the 50 to 55-year-old stuntmen.
My favorite place is in that weird, like, sort of parking garage, junked out area, and he slits the guy's neck with the credit card.
Yeah, it has a razor blade that comes out.
He has a credit card, like a Visa, with a pop-out razor blade embedded for it. And
it's like a sharper image.
Time he's killed someone with this thing, is it?
But there's no reason he should have killed those dudes. He could have beat them up. Why'd you have to slice 2 of their throats?
It is something a 7th grader would come up with when you remember when you're in middle school and you come up with these edgy action ideas? Like, wouldn't it be cool if I had a gun in my hat? Or just this dumb idea when you're in 7th grade. And it's like, wouldn't it be cool if I had like a credit card but had like a razor blade in it? And he's like, you hit him with like, I'm gonna cut your interest rates. Something stupid.
Yeah. Or he says, well, he's a little bit country. I'm a little bit more rock and roll. And then he takes it out, immediately slices 2 guys' jugulars and kills them. And then in the restaurant scene, there's a maitre d' there who is a normal dude. He's not a badass.
He's not a fighter.
Steven Seagal beats the shit out of him just because the guy got smart with him. It's so weird. And then, worst line out of the movie, the bad guy, the guy he fights is the right-hand man, the henchman for the guy who played the warden in Shawshank. And there's a scene in there, Steven Seagal saves that dude's his son's life. And so the main bad guy's henchman, he comes to the police department and he says, hey, I would like to thank you on behalf of Mr. What was it? Whatever, Mr. Whatever the bad guy's name is. Right. He really appreciates I take that back. No. Oh no, I'm right. Okay, so his henchman, I really want to thank you from Mr. Deverell. That was it. Mr. Deverell wants to thank you for saving his son's life. Right. And he turns to him and says, get your ugly white ass out of here. So wait a minute.
His white ass. Like, you're white.
Get your ugly white ass out of here. Well, then what are you? Your name is Steven Seagal. It's not Steven Yamamoto or some shit. Your name's Steven Seagal, but you're telling this guy, get your ugly white ass out of here. And that's just the delusion of the Asian man that he thinks he is.
Even though he slit 2 people's throats who he didn't need to kill in that fight scene, he spent half the movie telling Keenan Ivory Wayans that because of his Buddhist belief, he doesn't believe in violence. And he always just like beat the shit out of everyone and kill people.
But it's his religion.
And then he's wearing like a Chinese thing with the high collar and like a silk dragon on it. But then he's got like a red like Buddhist bead bracelet. Yeah. But I think at one point, if I remember correctly, he had a jacket with fringe on it. Was that also in this movie? I don't know.
No, I think
is that only on Deadly Ground?
On Deadly Ground's bleeding into this. It's bleeding into your memory. It's the same time frame.
Something happened to him on Deadly Ground, and that's why I gave him the nickname, which my wife loves, the Albuquerque Buddhist, because he became like Native American and a Buddhist at the same time. Is what he became. It was very weird.
He was a nudist. But if we do,
I do not want Steven Seagal the nudist. No,
he's the native Buddhist.
What's the problem? You guys never seen a naked body before?
There's a fucking problem, trust me. But if we did,
I wish I could bring him in, but he's banned from the show
for 6 months. We did his first 5, which are awesome. Should we do the next 5, which would be on Deadly Ground, Fire Down Below?
Most recent 5.
No. There's no fucking way I'm watching 5 of those.
Dude, I saw one. It was like something sniper. It's like 10 years old. He fought a dude, Aikido hand fighting, sitting in a chair.
Yeah.
Because he's all fat.
Well, you want him to get up? You want him to stand up, Gabe? Come on. I want to see if we do his some of his latest movies. We can't do 5 of them or I'll quit. But one of them has to be the China Salesman starring Mike Tyson.
You told me about this Mike Tyson movie. You sent me a clip, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
It would have made the list, but I've never seen it. I've only seen clips. But it is. Oh, it's Space Ice did it. That's what I heard of it. Space Ice. This son of a bitch.
If you guys don't know Space Ice, he's an awesome YouTube channel. And he only reviews like horrible Steven Seagal movies, but he does his voice where he says, and for no reason at all, Steven Seagal slits their throats. And his delivery is amazing. But my favorite one was a movie they filmed in Italy that Steven Seagal did like in the late 90s, early 2000s. And the villain in the movie was a black guy. And he threw a CD-ROM at the guy, and the CD blew up. Don't ask questions. And it blew the guy out of the building into the lake. Well, the actor, the black guy in real life, was not going to do that stunt. They hired a stuntman. They hired a white stuntman, and you can see it.
They couldn't get any black ones.
They could not find one black guy in Italy?
No, I think they found one, but they wouldn't do it once they found out who it was for.
But he throws a CD and blows the guy. First of all, exploding CD. What are we doing? That's like wait a minute.
We don't know what we're doing.
We got the credit card with the knife and the exploding CD. What other everyday items does Steven Seagal have that are for attacking people? What
Probably
else?
A toothbrush gun. Who fucking knows, dude? Who fucking knows? But this movie, I mean, and I must say, my 16-year-old self was excited to see it,
right?
Because I hadn't learned my lesson yet. I didn't realize how bad Fire Down Below was, or On Deadly Ground. I was still in that Steven Seagal haze. And I was excited to see this. And even at that young age with no life experience, I realized this fucking movie was a steaming pile of cat shit. It is from beginning to end. It is, and it's corny. It's hitting all the action movie tropes, but not well. The partner, I don't want a partner. You know, I work alone. Well, you got to have this guy. He's a burnout for another department.
Oh, goodness.
They don't get along at first, and then they end up respecting each other, and then they become friends, and blah, blah, blah.
And they have their heart talk about their family.
Fuck. It is so
Remdog says, was Luigi adequately swarthy? Not even close. You can tell he's like light-skinned, like a white Italian person, not like a Mediterranean, like my people, like my dad's from Libya, which is only 400 miles from – Libya is 400 miles from Italy. So the people look very similar, a lot of them.
They couldn't find any black.
No, this was a white guy in the same outfit as a black guy flying backwards on an explosion. And you're looking at like, what am I looking at? Did that CD have some thing?
You don't even know.
White?
Your brain can't even deal with that, right?
It was the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
It's like when somebody wakes you up really early and they start asking you questions, you're like, wait a minute, I need my coffee.
Right.
I can't. Your brain can't deal with this movie.
All right.
I'm sure it's terrible. But this right here, you guys, we're just getting started. If you think this movie's shitty, you just wait.
Moving on. This is a controversial one because we love Bruce Lee. I love Bruce Lee. I will hold nothing against Bruce Lee. He started Hong Kong martial arts cinema. He made it what it is today. There was Hong Kong cinema before him. I get that. But he is the guy that brought it to the world. He's amazing. This is not a slight on Bruce Lee. I only saw this movie once when we were doing all the Bruce Lee movies on here like 2 years ago. Bruce Lee died. In real life, he died. And this movie was he was only filmed a little bit of this movie. They went ahead and finished this movie with a double who just wore big sunglasses to cover up his like half of his face. And sort of looked like him from the nose down.
Yeah.
And then there's a shot in this movie where there's like a painted face of Bruce Lee used.
Yes.
A painted face of him is used in a shot that's supposed to be real. I understand they're trying to make a movie. They have investors, blah, 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 blah. He died, man. You can't make the movie. I feel this movie is so disrespectful to his family. Now, the only caveat I would have that I don't know for sure, because I don't know his family, maybe they needed the money and they approved it. I don't think so, because I don't think that's how Hollywood and all that works. It's a cash grab, in my opinion. I wasn't there. I didn't talk to the family and all the people. But to me, it's so disrespectful to do this, to trot someone's corpse out there, basically, to cash in. Because he's red hot. He's Bruce Lee, man. Who doesn't want to see his movies? So I hate this movie from a principled standpoint. I saw it once. I could barely finish it. They didn't have enough film of him to finish. It's horrific. Unlike his son's movie, where 99% of Brandon Lee's stuff was done before The Crow. That movie I watch, that's not a cash grab at Brandon's family. That's, to me, and maybe I'm being hypocritical, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm lying to myself. To me, that feels like honoring Brandon Lee. Like he got to the finish line. Unfortunately, he died on set, but the movie was 99% done and almost all of Brandon's filming was done. So, hey, let's release it. It's a good movie. And Brandon is always acting in it pretty much. You never know it's not him. There's a few shots where it's not him. So crazy that it's father and son that way. But to me, this is just like, and I'm not trying to be precious and pearl clutching sanctimonious, but to me, like, this is in such poor taste. I wish it didn't exist.
And it was made 5 years after he died.
Right.
So I just don't understand why it had to be a cash grab. 5 years?
Right.
Like if it was 5 months or maybe a year, but why?
Right.
Why wait 5 years to come out with this movie with very limited actual footage of him. And this what the fuck is up with this poster? What a weird pose. Is he like stretching out his leg like on one of those ballerina bars in a dance studio in front of the mirror?
I think it's a jump. I think it's supposed to be a jump kick coming at you, but there's no energy behind the kick the way the illustrator drew it.
But look at how his hand's down.
It looks like he's showing you the bottom of his shoe slowly.
Man, even the poster sucks. You couldn't get the poster right.
It's well rendered. The drawing is well rendered, but there's no action in it. And it is an action movie, so you're going to want action in that pose.
He should be kicking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Okay, his foot's coming like this at the camera, straight. Turn it, dum-dum. Turn it to a 45. You still have the foot right in the camera, but turn it and get that length. See how my hand and my arm look like with that exaggerated giant fist? There you go. If I do this, I'm showing you my hand. If I do this, now it's coming out there, right? You see the difference? Look,
yeah.
Punch. Look at my hand. Punch. Hey, it's almost like I'm a comic book artist. I understand how to make a dynamic drawing. It's what I do for a living.
Why weren't you there in 1979, 78?
Well, to be fair,
stop this from happening.
I was born in July of 78, so I might have been able to make it there. And be like, Mr. Poster Drawer, man, your drawing's not exciting.
Yes, little infant. What's up?
Hi, I'm baby Gabe. I'm a draw a comic book when I grow up. Your drawing sucks shit. Your drawing is as shitty as my diaper is right now.
I'm gonna ignore your foul language, kid.
Look at Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's pose. That's not an action pose. It's well drawn, like it looks like what it's supposed to be, but he's not moving. Here's a quick art lesson about comic books. The pictures don't move. So you have to have exaggerated drawings in this is foreshortening. See this, like straight 90 to the camera? Foreshortening makes it move. And you add a little to it, and now it's moving. So if you have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at a 90 to the camera, it's dead. It's not moving. And then Bruce Lee, that's his problem too. He's 90 to the camera. He's just right there. You gotta the X and the Y axis, the XYZ. You gotta play with that. You gotta play with that, guys. So,
why not have just a scene like in all four corners, basically? Have a fight scene, because he fights. There's a scene where he's going up to this top level, and every level is a different fighter. So have him fighting the guy in the white gi with the gold trim, fighting Kareem Abdul-Jabbar up here, like, what the fuck is this? And this made it past multiple sets of eyeballs. Multiple people signed off on this and said, let's go with it.
I picture a big fat editor with a cigar looked at the print for this. He's all, print it, you know.
He was in a chaotic newsroom. Print it, I don't care. But sir, get it out of here. Print it. Okay, fucking Game of Death artist, you suck.
Yeah. So this movie, it's a cash grab for a dead man who's a legend. I hope his family at least got paid. I hope his family got paid for this. Jeez. So,
I don't know if I want money from this, but you know what? I don't want anything to do. I don't want your blood money.
You don't want the studio to get it out of principle, right? So,
dude,
anyway,
WTF.
Now I have not seen The Assignment with Michelle Rodriguez, who is in a lot of movies.
Woo!
And I'm not gonna say it. It's not nice.
We're getting guys. You ever been outside somewhere where it's hot and you could feel it? It's getting hot. Like it's starting to warm up. That's where we are on this list, guys. It's getting hot. Okay, it's getting real hot because you don't understand how bad this fucking movie is, dude. This here, and she's even second billed on her own movie. Who's whatever Weaver? She should be there. She's a star.
It says Sigourney Weaver, right?
Oh yeah, Sigourney Weaver.
But Ellen Ripley from Alien.
But she's the main. Why is Sigourney Weaver getting billed over her? She's the star of the movie. There's two pictures of her on the poster. Anyway, don't look for anything that makes sense in this movie. This motherfucker right here. I couldn't believe what I was watching. And I wasn't tired, but I still rubbed my eyes to make sure that I was watching what I was watching. People, this movie is so bad that it's somehow like if you watch two people running around the track, how somebody will get lapped. This movie lapped itself, and now it's good again. It's so bad. If that makes sense, it's so. And so again, how do you get these distinguished veteran actors to be? I know she read the script, or at least the cliff notes. How the fuck did you read a script that says there's this chick who's an assassin and she kills a guy, and the guy's sister happens to be some kind of super criminal mastermind. So she decides to take the guy who killed her brother, even though her brother is a criminal piece of shit. And you take him, you take the assassin, and you kidnap her, knock her unconscious, and turn her into a man. You give her a penis, you cut off her tits.
What?
She wakes. Yes.
Is that what really happens in this movie?
Yes. So she wakes up in bandages, like, what the, like Jack Nicholson in Batman '89, just starts peeling off the gauze and the wraps. Like, what the, and he's standing there in a mirror, and you get a full frontal nude shot.
Now, let me ask you a question about this, a medical question. They give her a fake donger.
Yes.
Did they circumcise it?
Yeah, she got cut.
Because that's like a lot of attention. Because if you're just making a fake one, why would you go to the trouble to also then do that?
They did. They cut it.
Okay.
And I know that because you get a full frontal nude shot of this, but she's doing like the almost covering it, but not really. Like, why would you be in a room by yourself in the mirror and cover your body? I'm not going to
watch this movie because of what you just told me. That is horrific. But the actor that was there endowed, was it a man? Now they have a man being
No, Gabe, it gets even better. Remember, I started off by saying it's getting hot. So it's Michelle Rodriguez in makeup with a fake dick. Like it's in the movie, it's real, but it's a fake prosthetic dick. But Michelle Rodriguez now goes the rest of the movie in Mrs. Doubtfire style as a man.
Get out of here. You're making all this up. This cannot be real.
Gabe, I don't have to make this up because they made it. So she goes the rest of the movie dressed up or made up like a man, but she has to act like a man or what she thinks a man is. So she's very gruff and no love, no, get away.
No love,
of course,
no love, no love.
Because of course she falls in love with a woman who's like a nurse and no, please. But then they end up falling in love. But the funny part is her acting like a man throughout the movie, but still being, hold on a second. Hold on a second. I should have done this before, but it'll just take a sec. Michelle Rodriguez. And I'm so fucking sick of Michelle Rodriguez. She sucks.
Someone in the chat said she was attractive. I have to say to you,
she's not attractive.
No,
she's not.
Grant?
No, Michelle Rodriguez
you're on thin ice. She's not. I don't want to be mean. I don't like going after people's looks. I really don't. I'll say this. She's not my type. I'll say this about Michelle Rodriguez. Not enough beer in the world.
No, but it's not making fun of her looks. It's the fact that you're selling her to me as a hot chick. Don't do that. Don't sell her as nothing. Just have her be Michelle Rodriguez. Do not fucking tell me that she's a hottie because she's not. And she's 5'5", 115 pounds. She's very slim, athletic build. Yeah. So I'm supposed to believe through this movie that this Frank, and that's her name, Frank, right? That's the character's name, Frank. And you see the double pistols, get the fuck out of here. But I'm supposed to believe that this 5'5", 115 pound man is a badass assassin.
But he looks like in this movie.
Yes, Gabe.
Because I'm researching this movie off screen.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Is this? Yes. I'm gonna slide this over.
She looks like Bruce Lee does in Game of Death.
Is that from the movie?
Yes.
You know what I found out? This is a British comic book. That's where this came from.
It should have stayed that way. It should have stayed that way. This movie is fucking
we're reaching whole new levels of insanity, dude.
Like it's like so Mrs. Doubtfire. Now I
get the name, The Assignment. That's like, oh, she was assigned at birth. I get it now.
Dude, this movie and Sigourney Weaver, what are you doing, woman? What are you doing? in this movie, it consists of a bunch of double gun shootouts. Just her kicking in the door, taking dudes out, no reloads. Look at that shit. She's not, look, you're not going to be a 115-pound chick and be shooting 2 guns like that. A man can barely do it, and not accurately. It was cool when Antonio Banderas did it.
Time out. I don't want to pick on people for their looks. Michelle Rodriguez is not my type. I'll just say that. I will not call her
Look
ugly.
at her.
She's not my type. Grant Rasha, this does not hold up in court. I love Latinas. Grant Rasha, I am married to a Latina. I live 20 miles from Mexico. I've grown up around Latinas my whole life. I am sort of a little less than half Latino myself. I am very, very well versed in the Latina. I will say this about her as a Latina. There are endless army of Latinas that are much better looking. So I'm with you, Grant, in spirit that you love them. But Grant, you got to upgrade, baby. There's better looking ones everywhere. Everywhere. Woo, boy.
Oh, and guess what, Gabe? I Googled Michelle Rodriguez gay. No, Michelle Rodriguez is not gay. She is bisexual.
Okay, well.
That's bullshit. No fucking bisexual. You don't get points for being straight. You're gay. Don't give me that shit. No such thing as bisexual. That's a fucking lie.
Grant
you don't
Rasha,
get points for being straight.
Let's see. Rodriguez.
She has no body. She's not.
Some guys like that really skinny thing.
But she's not voluptuous.
No, she's not.
Fuck that.
Grant.
Michelle Rodriguez is terrible.
I'm looking at a picture of her in a bikini right now.
She's a terrible fucking actor.
I'll say she's not my type. I hate to be mean about someone's look. She's not my type. She's your type. I'll say it this way, Grant. That's all you, dog.
That's what I don't like about her. I don't like how she's been catapulted into superstardom. She fucking sucks. She sucked in SWAT. She sucks in every fucking Fast and the Furious movie. She obviously sucks in The Assignment. So how the fuck did she become this superstar? Oh, fuck.
Grant Rasha went all over Mexico, Peru, and Colombia. I love Mexico. I go to Tijuana. I went to Mexico City this year, as I told you guys in the spring. It was so great. Grant, if you went all over Mexico, were you single when you did it or married? Because I'm married, and I would hate to tour.
Ew, dude.
See all those lovely ladies.
She looks like an average fucking chick, dude. Fuck her. This movie is so awful. Look, you got to see it for yourself.
Grant, there's a I'm gonna butcher this. I'm trying to remember it in Spanish. Los huesos para los perros. El carne es para los hombres. The bone is for the dog. The meat is for the man.
That's right.
Michelle Rodriguez is too damn skinny.
Yep. Here, let me see if I remember this in Spanish. Puta. There we go. And that's fine. I'm not hating on her. She don't have to look a certain way and all this kind of shit. But don't fucking sell her to me as some hottie. She's not. Don't sell her to me as a great actress. She's not.
I didn't know she was seen that way, but I've always thought she was just like seen as the butchy kind of lesbian, you know.
And she's bisexual. Shut your fucking mouth. You don't get points for being straight. That's the default setting.
I wrote Latina into image search on Safari. The first woman to pop up is that.
Latina.
Look at 100 times better looking than Michelle Rodriguez. That one. I don't even know who this is. It's
150,000 times.
This one's 1,000 times better looking than her, and she's probably not famous. I have no idea who that is.
Michelle Rodriguez sucks. Yeah. This fucking movie. Guys.
She irritates me too, but not as much as you, apparently.
I can't stand her. She's a terrible
I can't believe this movie is real. It is a horrible comic book, though. Let's look at this, though. Pulper Monk comic book. The Assignment comic book. Multiverse of Madness comic book. It's a little bit of a theme going on here.
Leave him alone.
She a 6 or a 7?
She's a 5.
I'd make her a 5. She's not ugly.
4.
Here's what a 5 is to me. They're not ugly, and they're a woman. The end. That's what a 5 is. You're not ugly.
Weak.
You know.
But don't tell me she's hot. She is not.
Okay, Mr. Reese helped me out here with my translation. Los huesos son para los perros y la carne es para los hombres. The bones are for the dogs. The meat is for the man. I want, like, if I grab a woman, as I've been known to do, my wife only, on the behind. I want it to feel soft. I don't want it to feel athletic. You know who feels athletics? Athletic is my buddies when we crash into each other playing basketball. They feel athletic and firm and muscular. I don't want a woman to feel that way. That's gross. I don't like that.
She is absolute dog shit. This movie. Holy shit, this movie's bad. Woo!
Anyway,
whole new level. Whole new level.
You know, who's that one? Colombiana, I believe she is. She's the one who has the real thick accent, I believe, is part of a put on. She was on Modern Family. What the hell?
Sofia Vergara.
Yeah. She's pretty good looking. I think people exaggerate that she's the hottest thing. She's pretty good looking. She's, like that to me. Everyone's like falling over like she's Cindy Crawford. I'm like, she's
but she's not the most gorgeous woman ever, but she's definitely not she's definitely above that. She is officially hot. She is an attractive
when you say Latina,
woman.
That's what I think of, not Michelle Rodriguez.
No, hell no. Now, if you say Latino boy, yeah, then that's Michelle Rodriguez.
Anyway, moving on to my number 3.
Shit.
When I was in the 10th grade, I went to the Carousel movie theater in Escondido, California, because you could get dollar movies on a Tuesday, and they had a double feature.
So 50 cents a movie, basically.
For $1, might have been $2. For $1 or $2, I saw Pulp Fiction and Junior in the course of about 3.5, 4 hours. With my brother,
sugar to shit.
With my brother, my girlfriend, and I think one other person. Pulp Fiction was cool. Pretty out there, pretty violent, a lot of cussing, but it's a classic. It's Tarantino. And we saw Junior. And for most of my life, I said this was the worst movie I'd ever seen. And I stand by that. There's one movie that has now replaced it, knocked it off after about 30 years off the top of my pile of horrible movies. I tried to watch it because I wanted to review it on this channel because it's so bad I want to make fun of it. And I kid you not, I got 20 minutes in, 20, 25. I had to turn it off. It's so annoying. Like someone that just won't, like you're on the bus. I don't know why you'd be on a bus. We're Americans. We don't ride mass transit. But let's say you're in Europe and you don't have a car because you're European and you're on the bus for some stupid reason. And there's someone next to you that won't shut up. And I'm a very talky person. I'll talk to strangers like they're an old friend. I will. But you get a vibe when someone doesn't want to talk to you and you cut it short, right? I'll pick up on that. You'll pick up on that. You're not crazy people. Mm-hmm. You ever been with someone that won't shut up? And then they won't shut up, but then what they're saying isn't even good or smart or interesting or unique. They're going on and on and on about the most stupid, inane thing that is, and you can't do it. You can't be mean. Eventually, you know what I always do? Now, see, when you guys hang out with me, if you ever do and you catch me doing this, you might get a little irritated at me. When someone is telling me something just fucking stupid and I can't stand the conversation, I'm never rude. I never just turn around and walk away. But if you hear me say this phrase to you, I don't want to talk to you. I'll go, yeah, dude, I don't know. That's crazy. I do that all the time when people are just being annoying and talking because I don't want to be mean, but I'll catch myself going, yeah, dude, I don't know. That's crazy.
Which means I don't give a fuck. I want this to be over.
Like, yeah, don't you have somewhere to go? Don't you leave me alone, please? And
this was
this
an
movie
Arnold
is like that.
This was an Arnold that we didn't need.
You run into someone that you knew in high school in the grocery store, and you were trying to get like lemon juice or something you need for a recipe and get back home in 3 minutes, and they try to talk your ear off about something from the 90s in high school for like a half hour, and they won't stop.
Oh, I avoid people like that.
This movie is annoying. It's so annoying. You wanted to tell this movie to shut up.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito is a scientist with, I think he's an obstetrician or something with pregnancy. I don't know what it is. And he and this research lady, blah, blah, blah. They put a baby in Arnold and he's going to have a baby. I don't know where it's going to come. They're going to C-section him. It's not going to come out of Arnold's ass.
It's going to come out of his pee hole.
But they implant a baby into him with some messed up science. He goes to term, he goes through emotion, and he's crying. And I think at one point, now this is 1993 or 4 when I saw this. I think it was a sophomore, 94, 95 maybe. At one point, I remember he's in a backyard, like in a yellow sundress with glasses and a wig, and he's getting all emotional and crying and talking to other pregnant women. Something like that. I tried to rewatch this like 6 months ago. It's unbelievable. This is like the Michelle Rodriguez movie. It's unbelievable that this exists.
This, seeing that little line in German right there, it reminds me, because sometimes you get tunnel vision. But you get tunnel vision, and that seeing that in German reminds me that, oh yeah, the rest of the world had to see this too. Like, right. This isn't just an American thing. We're not the rest of the world saw this shit too. And it is, I've never seen the whole thing, but I've seen tons of podcasts talking about how shitty it is. And this one podcast I used to listen to about shitty movies, this was their cover picture, except their faces were on the characters' faces, and this was their
was
cover
it the
picture.
One, How Did This Get Made?
Yeah, How Did This Get Made with Paul Scheer, Jason Mantzoukas. Paul
Scheer, the guy with the big gap in his teeth. Yeah.
And his wife, June Diane Raphael.
Right.
But this was their cover photo for like 10 years. This was the movie. So I heard them talk about it. I heard other people talk about it. I've seen clips of it. And unless we did it on this show, I will never watch this fucking movie.
You're gonna now you drink not much at all. You told me you're like a social drink 3 times a year kind of guy or something.
Yeah.
I don't drink at all. But if you're ever gonna get shit faced like when you were 18 or 19 again when you were in the Navy, this would be the time. Maybe you could get through it if you got all wasted or whatever. And
but this is smart Arnold. A smart Arnold doesn't exist in movies. I don't want to see actually the baby's the chromosomes of the baby and I don't want to hear that shit. I want one-liners, gear up scenes, and muscles. That's all I want from Arnold Schwarzenegger. What the fuck was this?
Oh, here
this
it is.
Weird.
Look at Arnold in a wig, in a dress, like going into labor pains, dude.
What the fuck? Did we already see this in Total Recall? Man, get this shit out of here. What the fuck? This is 94. So this is the height of Arnold hubris. You're coming off of T2. This is probably, they couldn't tell him shit. He probably came on set every day with a cigar.
Look at this shit. It's doing the.
Is that my baby? Look at the baby. Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah.
There's a baby with Arnold's face. I don't know if that's from the movie or someone made that in Photoshop.
Holy fuck.
That can't be from the movie because it has teeth. Babies don't have
teeth. Come on. I'm sick in the morning. I have morning sickness.
I'm emotional right now.
The feeling the baby is kicking.
Do I look fat? You don't like me because I'm fat right now?
Don't touch me anymore.
And when he's giving birth, if he's having like labor pains, who does he yell at? There's no husband that got him pregnant.
Oh, get out! You're hurting.
He yells at Danny DeVito. You did this to me.
You did this to me. Remember when you put your wiener inside me and then you came in me? That's gross. How the fuck would that even happen? A man's body is not made to hold a fucking.
I can't believe this movie exists. Now, it's my number 2 movie. I skipped my number 3 movie because combo. Jericho's number 2 and my number 3 are the same movie. Madam Web, which we reviewed on this channel a skip 6 months ago or whatever. One of the all-time worst movies I've ever seen. Yes. And the star of this movie just came out. I think the director criticized the actor in this movie, the main one, Dakota Johnson. She has criticized this movie publicly, saying like it's a travesty, it's a joke. Mm-hmm. Movies on one, it does have Sydney Sweeney.
But even she's bad. I mean, I guess she's a saving grace.
Right.
But she's bad in this too. This, oh my God. So number one, the Madam Web from the comic book, obviously it's a Marvel movie, so this is based on her character. She's an old lady, number one. Right. She's in a wheelchair. She wears glasses, and her origin story is not like this. I think she had an accident and got paralyzed. But in this one,
she fell down the stairs watching a bad movie where Arnold got pregnant.
So in this one, she's this detached, socially awkward, like a guy. They're trying to make her like a guy, right? Like, how are you around people? There's a scene where She's an EMT, number one, and her partner is Adam Scott, who is a woke bitch, but they're EMTs and they're in the hospital. They transported a patient. They saved this lady's life. The lady's son got a piece of construction paper and made a picture, colored a picture with crayons. He's probably like 6 or 7, for the EMT that saved his mom's life. So he walks up with his dad and, oh, he has something he wants to give you. Here you go, lady. Thank you. And she goes, what do I do with it? And her partner comes in and goes,
little kid gives you their little crappy little kid drawing.
Right? Who the fuck would sit there and say to the kid, what do I do with this? That's what she says. That was a line in the movie. Her partner comes and says, oh, yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it, kid. And she's like, what do I do with this? He's like, fucking throw it away. Who cares? Just say thank you to the little kid. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But they're trying to make her like a guy. Like she's, she doesn't do hanging out. Like she keeps to herself. And she's like one of the dudes, dude. And Mike Epps, what are you doing in this movie, Mike Epps? Why are you playing? Because he's her boss. He's her EMT captain or whatever. He is terrible. Mike Epps should never play he's always funny. He's Day and Friday. He's always a comedian, but in this, he's like serious. I'm like, I kept waiting for him to be funny.
Here's the thing about this movie that's so bad. As a writer, which I said many times on this show, I'm a good writer. If you've read my books, I'm good at this. I'm not bragging. I just am good. This movie's written correctly. Now, you can jump through hoops and write a story correctly, but if you don't care about anything you're writing and you don't mean it, and it's all like paint by the numbers, the most you can say about it is like, it makes sense. Like, yeah, that happened. Then this happened. Then this guy did this. But that's like food with no salt, though. Mm-hmm. Right? You put it in the pan. You put the steak in there. You put the butter in there, the spice, but you don't put any salt. Because the thing that's supposed to come out when you write is that je ne sais quoi, right? That's the French. I don't know how to say that thing, that human spirit. That you can tell these Marvel. Now, this is a Sony movie, but it's a Marvel movie, right? It's not Disney. It's Sony, but it's Marvel. You could tell one of the things that's killing these is the greed from the people involved. They all want their finger in there. They all want to have their say. All these executives and middle management, endless managers, editors, blah, blah, blah. Because if you're involved, you get credit a little bit, you get some cachet, and you get more money, and you move up the corporate ladder. Because I was the guy that came up with that thing when Thor did this, blah, 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 blah. And there's too many cooks. Art is best when it's one person's singular vision, because art is self-expression. A lot of art is collaborative. But I, as a writer, when I write, like I'm writing the Dean Cain comic, the next one, and I'm going to have Akeon illustrate this one because I'm drawing something else, a military book that I made up. I don't bother him about what he draws. Sometimes he doesn't draw what I wrote exactly, but he still gets the point and he improves or alters it. But I know to get the best work out of someone like him, I need to let him express himself. He's not my puppet. Yes, I'm paying him to draw, but I'm paying him for what he brings to the table. So sometimes he'll solve a problem in the story in Dean Cain, and it's like, oh, that's better than what I wrote. That's actually kind of cool that you put that guy there and this guy did this instead. You turned that backwards, and that's actually more interesting. So I can tell that this thing has 500 managers, and nobody's voice is getting through. You know what I mean? If everybody's Fred, nobody's Fred. So there's no unique thing. You got to have one director, and it's the director's singular vision. But then the director has to leave those actors alone and let them do it and discover the character. And I know I sound really artsy, but it's because I know what I'm talking about. You got to let artists be artists. And you can tell this thing is just endless corporate notes. And as someone has been making art for a quarter century like I have, there's nothing worse than the notes and the redos and the redos. Because the one thing the middle management does, and I know this because it happened to me at Warner Brothers a bunch, you'll get edits and corrections on the comic book site. And it's not that you did anything wrong. They're not asking you to fix something. They're asking you to change something. Do you see? I had an editor once. We were doing bike tricks. A girl on a bike doing tricks on a ramp like a skateboarder. And she's doing a whatever trick on the bike. And the editor's like, we need to change it to this trick. And I wrote back and I'm like, hey, these are static images. None of this stuff is moving. It doesn't make a difference if they do a McTwist or a 360 or it just has to look tricky and cool in the drawing. Like you're wasting I wrote to them. I said, you're wasting my time. I'm having to redraw this, re-ink it, recolor it. For what? Like that different flip or kick or whatever on the bike doesn't change the story. So I can tell that this movie is just destroyed by corporate middle management types.
Yeah, it's just
there's
mired
nothing,
in.
There's nothing human coming out of this story. Not the acting, not the story, nothing. It's all, sorry, rant over.
It's the girls. There are so many scenes in this movie where you go, nobody would do that. Who would allow that to happen? There's a scene where she goes on the train and it's a subway in New York, and she's meeting these girls for the very first time. They've never spoken to her. They've never seen her. She comes on the train and goes, "Hey, get up," because she's had a premonition. That's her thing. She has these premonitions that she doesn't understand yet. And she goes, "Hey, get up. You have to come with me right now. Get up or you're going to die. If you don't come with me, you're going to die. Total stranger, never seen this bitch in their life. You're going to come with me or you're going to die. Get up right now. Come on." And they stand up slowly like, what? And then the black girl, of course, all that shit. She has an attitude, but she has a skateboard. So she grabs her skateboard and walks off the train. She's like, "Hey, give that back." And then they get off the train and she's holding the skateboard up. She's not like towering over this girl. They're like the same height. And she's like barely jumping. "Hey, give me my skateboard back. Hey, give that back." Like, she'd be like, "Bitch, give me my skateboard." She'd probably punch her in her face and take it. Who the fuck would sit there and jump up? Hey, give me my skateboard back. And then the other two girls are just standing there like idiots, not saying anything. So there's some cops about 30 feet away. And she goes, "Hey, she's trying to kidnap us." But there's no follow-up. She doesn't repeat it louder until the cops hear her. The cops don't come running over. She just says that, and then nothing comes of it. "Hey, she's trying to kidnap us." But they just stand there. They don't run. They don't fight her. And then the black girl, they all have their sob story. The black girl, she actually says, "My parents are in Hong Kong. I don't think they'd want to fly back for this." So your parents aren't going to fly back when a man is trying to kill you. Okay. So that's how shitty parents are. Fuck family. Her parents are so shitty that they won't come back when someone's trying to kill her. The white girl, and it's like the beginning of a joke. A black guy and a white guy and a Mexican, right? So you got the black girl, that's her plight. The white girl, Sydney Sweeney, her fucking parents got divorced. And her stepmom is the one that the lady she saved, and her little brother's the one who brought her the picture. And she's like, "What do I do with this?" The fucking stepdad tells his 16-year-old daughter, "Hey, your mom just wants me and your brother in here right now. You need to go home." What? You fucking stepmom.
Well, and another thing, a lot of these weird, and again, I worked for these companies and forever. I worked for them forever. I still get a royalty check. I just got mine from DC a few weeks ago and Marvel a few weeks before that. I still get money from these people every quarter for the rest of my life. Thank you, Mickey Mouse, for the money. And there's so much managerial interference because there's so much at stake for the management. The management of the failed artists, by the way, just so you know, at these companies, by and large, they are failed writers, they're failed artists, they're failed actors. They had to be in Hollywood somehow. And some of them, not all, many of them were nice to me, but some of them, they got a chip on their shoulder and they resent you, me, the talent. And I didn't call me the talent. That's how they would refer to us. And you could tell some of your editors and bosses, they resented that you were the rock star and they were the lowly editor, and they would let you know in indirect, passive-aggressive ways. But this movie just has those fingerprints all over it, that there are 5,000 chefs in the kitchen. It's a disastrous movie, one of the worst things I've ever seen. And even the actors said so. You said that, you said that, of course, the black girl had this certain thing and certain attitude. And it reminded me of this, a brand new TV show. It's a spinoff of the TV show The Office. And they have a promo photo of the cast, right? Oh, The Office. Love The Office. It's a great comedy. The American Office. But I saw this. I showed my wife. I couldn't believe it. And we were talking about, me being Mexican earlier and La Raza stuff, and you being black and dealing with ghetto stuff. As a black person, does this irritate you that they do that to the black character?
Oh, you could tell. You can look at every single one of these characters.
Look at her. Everyone there is pretty normal. And the black lady, of course, they tell her to do that.
Mm-hmm. She's gonna have attitude. They're gonna be scared of her for sure when she gets in out there. Yeah. I'm sorry about that. Especially the white guys. The white guys are especially gonna be afraid of her. She's gonna have an attitude, and you can't say shit to her because you don't understand what it's like to be a black woman. And then the black guy, who's not even all black, he looks like a black guy in whiteface. He's going to be like, oh, that's right. They're going to high five at some point. You guys just don't get it as black people in America. That white girl right there, you can tell that she hates the patriarchy and like men suck. That white guy sitting next to her, he's going to be a bitch. The older white guy, they're going to hate him because he's probably more conservative. One of them is going to be a slut, probably the one in the red, because usually Asian chicks aren't sluts. So that chick's going to be a slut. The guy in the back, in between the red and the Asian chick, he's probably going to be either pervert or an idiot. And the Asian chick, well, she's just going to be, I don't know, smart and whatever Asian people are, stereotypes. And then, of course, the Mexican dude over to the right, he's probably going to be like,
he's the gay guy from the
right.
Office.
I was just gonna say he's gay. He's gonna be the gay guy. I was just gonna say that
on the original Office. You find out he's gay like 5 seasons ago.
So there you go. I guarantee you that's how all these characters are gonna be. And I don't even know the fucking name of it.
Right. So you could write this show. You know what I mean?
But why do they? That's not by accident. These fucking promo pictures are not by accident. Why do you have her with her arms folded, looking like these fucking white people?
I'll tell you why. And you know it, because you may not be an illustrator like me or write books like me, but you're an artist in your comedy performance. And this is not to pat ourselves on the back as artists. This is not me thinking I'm better than any of you out there. To be an artist is to be brave. You're standing on stage naked as an artist. This is me. This is what I make. This is what I believe. That's what being an artist is. You have to be brave. Shitty art is made by cowards. So here they just paint by numbers. The black girl's sassy. And on the white guy's a bumbling fucking white guy. And that is the most cowardly art you can make, where you're just playing it safe, paint by the numbers. It's bullshit. It's the death of art. Political correctness, it's the death of art. Art is sacred. We should be humbled that we get to make it, because it's such a beautiful, powerful thing when it's done right. You should revere it and respect it and make it the right way. This is just...
Look at that white chick. You know she's a bitch who hates the patriarchy. You know she's the woke one, and I guarantee you there's going to be a scene where that goofy white guy in the front is going to go to the black girl and say, "Hey, do you have a black pen?" "Do I have a what?" I don't know what to do here. Like,
she looks like,
shut the fuck up.
The one in the gray sweater looks like, a Resistance pink pussy hat. Yeah. And she blames her constipation on Donald Trump making her so upset or something.
Yeah, for sure.
She's eating a bunch of Activia yogurt so she can poop again. Because Donald Trump has her bowels all crazy, Donald Trump.
Why is the fucking black chick angry? Why is she chubby and angry? Why is that black woman not sexy and beautiful and standing up straight like everybody else?
I was talking to my good friend, Doug TeNapel. He's a genius artist, animator. He was an animator and director in Hollywood for many years. VeggieTales, Cat Scratch on Nickelodeon. He's the guy that created Earthworm Jim, the hit video game in the 90s. He's one of the smartest guys I know, has a huge YouTube channel. He has like 500,000 subs, and he just does like Trump world news for boomers, and he's doing really good on that. But he was visiting during the San Diego Comic-Con because his family has a condo out here. And I go and hang out with him. We went and had just dinner, just the two of us, to catch up. And we were joking, and he's very conservative and anti-woke and all that. He's Christian like me. We talk about all those things, family guy, all that. And he was telling me that I was joking with him about all his white privilege because he grew up poor. Dude, he's from Turlock, Jericho. You know where
if California had an armpit, that's Turlock.
Right.
Turlock is shit.
So he grew up poor on the farms, slopping pigs and cleaning chicken grease out of tanks, horrible things. And I was teasing him about his white privilege because I know he didn't have any. But he turned to me and said, the only privilege I do have as a white person is I'm not bound to be thinking about my race 24 hours a day. I can just be Doug.
Yep.
And I told him, you know what, Doug? I'm not white, and I have the exact same thing because the way I was raised. I do not, like we were joking about it earlier, I don't think about being Mexican or Arab ever. It doesn't come up in my life. I think about being an American, being a Christian, being a father. That's what I think about.
That's
and
enough.
Like when you put the black lady in that and all that, like she shouldn't be thinking about that. She should think that she's Susan the accountant or whatever. Susan the mother and blah blah blah. Like, you're human. Get past that. Those are invisible chains when they want to put you in this little box, this little group. Well, you're black, so this is how you are. It's like, you don't know me. You don't know shit about me. Don't tell me who I am. And it's cowardly writing. You ask why they're this way because they're cowards. The studios are cowards, and the artists that go along with it are cowards.
Look at that shit. The black girl has her fucking arms crossed with a look on her face. Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Holy, talk about low-hanging fucking fruit.
Right.
Jeez.
So, yeah. So, enjoy. If you guys want to watch that, enjoy. The Paper on Peacock.
And the black guy right there who's obviously mixed. He's only going to be a black man. They're never going to acknowledge the other 50% of his DNA.
He's looking more like a 60-40 to me as a white guy.
He looks like a fucking black guy in white face.
He's like Cosby's dad on the Cosby Show. You know, the guy that was Cliff Huxtable.
Oh yeah, he was a great actor. Dude, what a great show! What a great fucking show!
Also, Panthro on the Thundercats. That's
right. And that just came on Prime too. Guess what? Me and my son are watching this weekend.
Right.
Thundercats. Oh.
So that was number 3 for me and number 2 for Jericho. Jericho gets to go again because it's his turn again, technically.
Fuck.
Number 1, Jericho Green's number 1 worst movie he has ever seen is a brand new movie. It was filmed years ago, but it just came out on Amazon Prime recently, starring none other than O'Shea Jackson in his breakout role behind a Zoom camera. Wonderful.
I call him in this movie, I call him Nice Cube because he has the cardigan sweater. You see his glasses, the gray hair, the beard. Twister, that movie was all right. With Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt, that movie was all right. But this motherfucker right here, War of the Worlds. Now, this goes back to what, the 50s? Was the original?
Oh, yeah. The original from the 50s, I love. I must have saw that 10 times when I was a kid. We had it on VHS. Love that movie. Love it.
Yeah, they came down here, tore
and it's
shit
a great science fiction book by the great H.G. Wells, The Time Machine, and many other awesome books. It's a good book. It's a great movie. The
original, great movie. They're aliens, so they're coming down here to kick our ass, right?
Right.
They had a TV show in the 80s called War of the Worlds. Good TV show. Fast forward to 2005. Now there are conflicting opinions on the Tom Cruise, Dakota Fanning War of the Worlds. I'll fucking put it ahead of this one. And then you have this piece of shit here that was filmed in 2020, and you can tell it reeks of pandemic, but they released it a few weeks ago. People, the whole movie, Nice Cube, it takes place. What you see there is 90% of what you see in the movie is Ice Cube. Like you're looking at Ice Cube from his computer screen.
Like you're on a Zoom meeting with Ice Cube. That's if you wanted to ever have a one-on-one Zoom with Ice Cube, go to Amazon Prime and watch this.
And actually, I'm sure a real Zoom with Ice Cube would be way better than this. But Nice Cube is in this room. He works for the Department of Homeland Security, and he's their cybersecurity guy. So guess what he can tap into? If you're thinking every fucking thing, you're right. He can tap into your Apple Watch, any CCTV, security cameras, ring cams, cameras in your house, traffic cameras, drones, fucking satellites. It doesn't matter. He can tap in. I'm in. Click, click, clickety clack. I'm in. He has a pregnant daughter. Of course, the mom died. He has a son and a daughter.
She died because she watched this movie and killed herself.
She got an early copy of this movie and fucking killed herself. So he has a daughter who's like in her early 20s. She's pregnant by her boyfriend, who's a fucking dork. She's like this hot mixed chick. He's a fucking nerd, but he got her pregnant. And so Ice Cube is like this obsessive, intrusive father. Like, you need to be eating bran muffins, and it's bad for the baby, and don't eat that. That has oils in it for the baby. It's bad for the baby. So he's this overprotective, intrusive father. She's literally in a fucking Starbucks, like a coffee shop. He taps into the security camera in the coffee shop. He's on the phone with her and goes, seriously, a muffin? You're going to have a muffin? What about all the bad things in that muffin? She looks up at the camera. Dad, stop following me.
How does she get pregnant if her dad is watching her 24 hours a day?
He's like, hey, son, you got a better stroke than that. Here, let me show you.
Jeez.
So.
Come on, put your back into it. That's fucking lazy.
Come on, here we go. Man. Don't be a bitch. Get it.
This shit. You're
take
tired.
It.
You're tired. Take it. It's been 3 whole minutes and you're tired.
Man, this fucking movie. And so he's looking for this hacker called the Disruptor. And the Disruptor has this
What is this, a Spider-Man comic? The Disruptor is here, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, I'm the Disruptor. So he's looking for the whole subplot of this movie. He's looking for the Disruptor. And the Disruptor is this hacker. And his hacker, he'll put this generic like image on there where it's like somebody with a hood on and they cast a shadow so you can't see their face.
Or like anonymous or something.
Yeah, and it's what is
24 hours to deliver the pizzas.
Exactly. So today I'm going to release government files because the government is trying to steal your identity. And he's like this truther who's leaking all these government files. And there's this program called Goliath. I'm going to leak the Goliath files in 24 hours. And so Ice Cube, he's on the phone with some cops. I think we found him. Get a warrant so we could the disruptor. Fucking A, you hear disruptor. Oh, and did I mention that this movie is sponsored by Amazon? Not only is it on Amazon Prime, it's sponsored by Amazon. His daughter's baby daddy works for Amazon.
What? He works for Amazon Prime in the movie?
Well, they order something. Hey, we need this part. Good on Amazon Prime and order it. Amazon Prime. You have to start an Amazon Prime account. Amazon Prime.
Wait. Hold on. Amazon what?
Prime.
Oh, Amazon Prime. Thank you.
Yeah, Prime. Amazon Prime.
I think because this was during the lockdown, they were like thinking about all the delivery, right? Because there was so much delivery. Mm-hmm. There's a scene where Ice Cube needed a thumb drive. He goes on Amazon Prime and orders one. Same day delivery, and it's delivered by like a drone or something.
Yes, and it drops.
So was this just a big commercial for a drone service they wanted to do?
Maybe. And I'll tell you another word you're going to hear until you shit your pants. Data. They want our data. They're here to get our data. What about our data?
The Disruptor will stop all your data.
I want your data. They want our data. The fucking aliens came down here from outer space to steal our data.
That is one of the biggest stoner ideas I've ever heard.
Dude, what about our data, dude?
What if like aliens like came to Earth, but they weren't here to like eat us. They were here to eat all our megabytes. Like
our data.
Well, like it already has like byte in the word. So it's like a megabyte when they like bite all the data, dude.
Dude, what about a terabyte?
Fuck, a petabyte. Oh, that's
dude, isn't that awesome. Your ex-girlfriend, Tara? No, dude, like terabyte, like info, dude.
I bite Tara, dude.
Oh, I
you
did bite her, dude.
Don't get jealous, bro.
I bite her boob, dude. The fucking aliens came from outer space to steal our data. I shit you not. They say that word 100 fucking
grandma's
times.
Facebook pictures. What are they
exactly? What are they going to do? Why does an alien want our data? What is our data? What is that? Just our address, our name, our social security number? Why does an alien give a fuck about something that only holds value on Earth? It's so, but everything's data. They even the three-legged or alien things. They all end up going to data centers and stealing our data.
To what end? Why?
They don't fucking tell us.
This is horrible.
It's stupid. Nice. Why would aliens care about our data and what exactly is that?
Okay, hold on. I'm going to bust it out again. I already said it once in the show. I only usually say it once in the show, but I have to say it again. As a writer, when you write a story, there's a thing called stakes. What is at stake? If Luke Skywalker doesn't launch the proton torpedo down the exhaust port of the Death Star, then the Death Star will get in range to shoot the secret rebel base, destroying it, snuffing out the rebellion, and the Empire will rule the galaxy because the rebellion was the only thing stopping Darth Vader and all the bad guys. That's what's at stake. You understand what Darth Vader and the Death Star need to do. So you're like, oh shit, is Darth Vader going to pull it off or not? Can the bad guys stop him? These are three-legged giant robot alien spaceships that are here to erase your hard drive? For what? Like, okay, that will hurt humanity if they destroy all our data, right? That would hurt a lot of things for us. What will it do for them? Why would they want it?
And they never tell you. That doesn't say that they're going to convert it to energy or some shit is going to help them get back to their planet. It just says, it just shows, and they have these cables, and they're robots, but they have DNA, and they all have these cables going into these data centers, and they're just downloading our data. But
do you
again,
think when the alien cable went in to plug, it hit like 3 times and then it had to flip over and then go in? You know, when you're doing a USB plug, you always do it upside down first for whatever reason.
Dude, again, I know what data is. I know what that is. It's information, but it's our information. But I just don't understand why an alien would give a fuck about our data.
Are you telling me that people traveled across the cosmos, an advanced civilization? This is super high intelligence.
Yes.
They traveled across the cosmos to steal my order history from Domino'sPizza.com?
Yes.
That's important to them. They want to know if I got the New York crust with garlic on it and a little pepperoni.
Photos.
A little pepperoni and meatball. They want to know that.
They want.
I would have just fucking told these spacemen if they asked me.
If they asked nicely, of course. No, they want that.
Like humanoid. It's like, well, usually I like pepperoni. Sometimes I like meatball.
Please tell me it's not pepperoni or it's not ham and pineapple.
All of this data is going to be so boring to the aliens. So they download it. They're going to look at it and go like, yeah, I don't know, man. That's crazy.
Dude, the aliens want that picture of your finger over the fucking viewfinder. That's what they want. They want that picture because you accidentally touched the camera button. They want that blurry, out of focus picture of your fucking index finger. That's what they want. They want the pictures you erased. They want the dick pics where it didn't look hard enough. Right. So you erased it.
These motherfuckers sure take a lot of pictures of their food.
A lot of dicks. They love dicks. It is the dumbest shit. And then, let me tell you, can I tell you the worst part of this movie, Gabe? I thought I already did. But the worst part of this movie.
The useless data that they're stealing, though. Did you know this guy returned a video cassette late to Blockbuster in 1997? He had to pay 83 cents. Why do you need to know that? Why? No one needs to know that. In the
Gabe, you know what they want?
Entire universe, no one ever needs to know that again.
You know what they want from us? They want the pictures of everybody except one person having their fucking eyes closed. That's what they want. No. Take it again. Your eyes are closed. That's what they want. That's what they traveled across the galaxy for, to get the pictures of us where our eyes are like beady red eyes because the camera was all fucked up. Let me tell you the worst part about this movie, Gabe. It's not that Ice Cube never leaves that room for 90% of the movie. Then when he leaves the room, he just goes downstairs in the basement. So he never leaves the building. But here's the worst part. The worst part is Ice Cube. Yes, it's worse than what I've already said. The worst part is Ice Cube is still Ice Cube. So he's saying stuff like, hey, they ain't got no data in there. Oh, hell no. What? Hey, oh no. Hey, shut up. Hey, that's bullshit. Hey, hold on, Ice Cube. You're supposed to be the head of cybersecurity for DHS. Why do you sound like you're still on the set of Boys in the Hood? It's the weirdest
cardigan. Nobody that wears a cardigan talks that way.
Did he tell his son, oh, hell no. Because here's a spoiler. You guys ready for this spoiler? The fucking disruptor is his own son. And we find out,
Father, you never expected it would be me, your own progeny.
Your own flesh and blood.
Now I will release your Domino's Pizza history order. Everyone will know.
Hey, oh, hell no. Hell no. Dude, when he finds out, he gets up, kicks his chair back, and he's like walking around the room. Oh, you? It's you? Oh, hell no. But it's Ice Cube trying to act. It's not just a good actor. It's Ice Cube trying to act.
They should have disrupted Smokey from Friday.
Hey, they got data in there this big? Hey, why you hit me for? Why you hit me? That's what I kept waiting to say for him to say. I kept waiting for him to say, yay, yay. Like, what the fuck, man? This movie.
Grant Rasha, he would have saved the day in 30 seconds. To deter the aliens from stealing data, flood the servers with pictures of the view ladies in bikinis. There you go.
They would have bleh, bleh.
No, Grant, hold on, Grant. I don't mean to disagree. That might have got them to annihilate the Earth.
Yeah, that party made them destroy the Earth.
They would have launched their super laser and just burned up the Earth to a crisp if they saw that.
That picture of Whoopi Goldberg's upskirt photo, that would have got us to destroy.
Dude, tell me that doesn't exist. I'm not.
You know it does. You know that she got that busted raggedy roast beef on her fucking cloud.
Looks like a wallet. Like a wallet that somebody ran over.
No, a wallet that someone left on their dashboard in a junkyard for like 2 years. Dude,
Hey, we ain't found shit.
He says that. He goes, hey, get rid of that shit. Hey, we ain't got, hey, yay.
You gotta get the little in there too, yeah.
This movie.
And I like Ice Cube. I like him. I don't know why. I just kind of like
nice him, Cube. This isn't, hey, oh, hell no. But you have a cardigan on in khakis. Dude, this movie, in the Olympics, there's a podium, and the first place podium's in the middle, and it's a little bit higher than everybody else. Like this movie.
So this is worse than Madam Web to you? This
is way worse than Madam Web. It took me 4 times to watch this movie to get through it.
Wow.
4 times. Twice I fell asleep, and twice I just couldn't. I had to get up the nerve. I had to regather myself.
Wow. Why did you watch it?
Because I knew it would be so bad, and I wanted to do a review on it, and I did. But this movie was so bad that I couldn't. This movie is all the other bad movies that just formed into one. This is Madam Web. I should let you go
last because my worst movie doesn't even touch this. It sounds like
this is Madam Web. This is The Assignment. This is Junior. This is all of them.
All of them at once.
This is all of them.
Oh my gosh,
Gabe, you have no idea.
What was the Transformer that was made out of 5 Transformers? It was like Destructor or something like that. Remember, there were 5 or 6 construction vehicles.
Oh yeah.
Combined into
they were green and purple. They're all green and purple. Yeah.
I only ever had one. I didn't have all 5 of the toys. So I just had the arm. One guy was the arm. And that's all I had.
But I got the Autobots. So I didn't really fuck with the Decepticons. I think I had Starscream and, of course, Megatron.
Wait a minute. Someone is coming from deep in the audience, reminding me of something you told me months ago. I told you to bring me one of the worst movies you've ever seen. And you told me Ice Cube and Triple X State of the Nation.
Yeah.
Now Ice Cube has 2 of the worst movies you've ever seen.
Yeah, but if we're going top 5, compared to this, Triple X is number 5.
Okay.
There's nothing touching this. There's no movie that touches this fucking movie. No way. Eva Longoria's in it.
Right, that makes up for something. She's,
no, it doesn't.
She's a little thin for me. If I was dating Eva Longoria, which would never happen because I'm happily married to the world's most wonderful woman. But if I were, I would take her out to eat a lot. Got to chub that lady up a little bit. She's a little thin.
But she's not beautiful Eva Longoria. So since it was filmed during COVID, I think Ice Cube, this is just what Ice Cube looked like on lockdown.
Oh, this is just what he was wearing?
And her too, because she's not beautiful. They found a way to film Eva Longoria to where she looks like a regular fucking broad you'd run into at the grocery store. Not beautiful.
Wow.
Not gorgeous, not elegant. She looks fucking busted. But I will give her this. She is one of very few celebrities who said, if Trump wins, I'm leaving the country. She did. She moved to Mexico with her husband. So I respect her. No bullshit. I respect her for sticking to that. But in this movie, she plays the NASA scientist. So he'll FaceTime her. And if you
answer my FaceTime.
Hey, where you at? So if you don't like blurry, shaky camera footage, don't watch this because everybody, oh my God, an alien. That's what half this fucking movie is. So he calls her, I can't remember her name. Hey, what you got there? Check this out. Look. And she's walking everywhere and showing, look what they're doing. Man.
Grant Rasha says he's no longer Ice Cube. He is Warm Puddle. So there you go.
Man.
This movie was so bad, Jericho fell. Oh, no, you're back. I thought you fell out of your chair.
Back. I almost died. I thought about it.
All right. Movie, well, we should have ended the show there because that was magnificent because I don't know what to do now. My worst movie that I've ever seen. I've said this many times. I hate this movie as much as you can hate something that is just a movie, which isn't much, but still. I hate this movie so much, and it's a blockbuster. Probably most of you like it because it made $1 billion. Everybody went and saw this piece of shit. My brother got divorced, moved away. I don't see him a lot. He came to visit me a few years back, and I hadn't been to the movies with my brother in ages. He's like, let's go see Deadpool. I heard it's making a lot of money. Everybody likes it. I wanted to leave 20 minutes into this thing. Now you got to remember, I don't like dirty stuff. Now, and you're going to be like, you tell some jokes here with joke. Yeah, because we're here, we're adults, and it's late at night. I don't like stuff being propagated out there in the mainstream where I know kids are going to see it. And save your argument that this is R-rated. Tons of kids are going to go see this. So mom and dad are going to let them see an R-rated movie because they think it's R-rated because of the guns. And then you see a dildo in this movie.
Yeah, I could not watch this with my kids. No way.
No, and see, I don't have anything funny to say. I really should have let you go last because there's nothing funny about why I hate this movie. I hate how filthy this movie is because I know kids see it. If I knew kids weren't seeing it, I wouldn't give a shit. Whatever. It's not for me. I wouldn't watch it ever again. I did want to walk out of the theater 20 minutes in. But, he's doing cocaine. Every other joke is about ejaculating or this. It's just all raunchy, which is just not my style. It's not. I don't like that. I don't. For the public consumption, I think it's really bad to put that out there. I wish I had something funny to say about this. I hate this movie so much. The creator of this movie has me blocked on Twitter. Rob Liefeld. He's not the creator of the movie. He's a co-creator of the character. Never said a crossword to the guy. We're both comic book creators. He's a legendary comic book illustrator. And I've talked to him once years ago, maybe coloring one of his comic books, and then the deal fell through or whatever. I didn't do it. But I went to look at one of his comments on Twitter, and I'm blocked. I'm like, oh, he must have heard how much shit I talk about this movie all the time, I guess, because we've had no interactions besides, hey, you want to work for me? And you're blocked. We've never spoken otherwise. Mm-hmm. So I guess Rob Liefeld, the co-creator of this movie, doesn't like me because I always talk shit about how much I hate this movie.
But it's not a bad movie, like quality-wise. It's not a bad quality movie.
Nah, that's the difference, right? That's always the rub. The quality of the movie. I'm not dumb. I make this stuff for a living. Is it well written? Yes. Is it funny? Yes, it's undeniable. But I just say to that, cocaine makes you feel great too. Just because something gives you pleasure is not the measure of if it's good for you. This movie is so beyond the pale, X-rated raunchy. It's bad for you. And it is also bad for adults. That's a thing adults like to deny. Well, it hurts kids, but I'm an adult. I can watch anything. No, you can't. We all have a spirit and a soul and a subconscious, and bad is bad for everyone. It's worse for children, but it is bad for adults. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't watch filth even as an adult. It's still bad for you. That's the problem I have with it. Not hilarious like War of the Worlds. Sorry, should have done that one last. I did see it. Of course, it's going to make you laugh. The special effects, the superheroes, everything looks cool. It's well made. It is well made. Like the quality of the artistry is well done, but it's just pure filth. And that's why I hate it. Sorry, anticlimactic ending there. Could you save this joke or can you say something funny about this? I don't know.
I mean, I didn't hate it. I didn't hate the movie. I'm not a big fan of Ryan Reynolds. I think he's fucking annoying. I've had enough of him because
yeah. That's Ryan Reynolds
because he's the same in every movie. He's the same character in every movie. Whether
he says his little perverted thing under his breath right afterwards. Biggest boner I've ever seen. He'll just whisper it all breathy, and it's always perverted.
I could have put Green Lantern on this list too because that's a fucking pile.
You don't even know how personally I take Green Lantern.
Oh, Green Lantern
was the hottest shit in the comic book business. 2009, 10, 11. I was one of the artists working on Green Lantern when that was happening at DC Comics. We were the top selling book in the industry. We were going crazy with crossovers in this book and other Green Lantern books, Green Lantern Corps and regular Green Lantern and the Red Lanterns. We had all these books. We had a crossover called Blackest Night. It was a best-selling thing DC did in years. And the movie gets made. I work on the movie adaptation comic book of the movie. I'm so excited. Green Lantern, big budget movie. I'm so proud to be working on it. I go to the movie theater. What the fuck was that? What was that? What the hell was that?
Woo!
Oof.
That movie was something special. I could have put that on this list too, easily, because holy hell, that was a bad movie. Again, huge budget, huge stars, Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, Peter Sarsgaard. He had all these people, man, and that movie was
now, what would Ice Cube say if he was in his surveillance center watching the Deadpool movie? What would he have to say about that?
Hey, why y'all cussing so much? Oh, hell no.
Now, what would he say when that lady pulled the dildo out in this movie?
Hey, I bet that thing stinks. Yay.
Grant Rasha says Gabe and Doug to Naples should do a collaboration. Oh, Grant Rasha, we already have. We did 2 volumes of Bigfoot Bill, which is a great fantasy action adventure comic book. where Bigfoot, you know, the one from the forest up near Canada and Seattle, he has a lot of magical, like cryptid, you know, like secret monster kind of friends. And it's a really fun, beautiful book. I worked on that like 4 years ago. And if there's ever a sequel, I will do it. But Doug is doing very well on YouTube, so he's not making comics anymore. But yeah, I did Bigfoot Bill, and it was awesome. It's a lot of fun. And you know, Doug was a big hero of mine. You know, because I don't know, I loved Earthworm Jim when I was in high school. I'll show you some of Bigfoot Bill right here. Look at this. Open with preview. These are some pages from Bigfoot Bill. This was back in 2020. There's a semi truck. There's some pigs in the back of the truck. Here's a government official. They're trying to capture Bigfoot Bill because he's a Sasquatch. So Doug TenNapel drew this and I colored it. And yeah, no, this was a ton of fun to work on. It's all about cryptids. So you have all those fairy tale, you know, like fantasy kind of monsters and creatures. Fairies, skunk ape, Bigfoot, Loch Ness monster, all the fantasy creatures are in it, and the government tries to capture them all and keep them in this facility. Doug's a great writer. He directed a lot of television, a lot of cartoons. He's a good dude. He's an awesome dude. So yeah, I love working on Bigfoot Bill. And there's a unicorn, and there's all kinds of fun stuff going on. And Doug's got a great sense of humor and a great sense of storytelling. So no, I already worked with him, and I'll work with him again if he ever does another comic. You know, I love working with Doug. It's fun. It's my kind of dude. So, so guys, these are the 5 worst movies we've ever seen. There's a part of me that wants to see War of the Worlds. I never want to see The Assignment. I never want to see that.
Don't do that to yourself, man.
No.
That movie is special, and not in a good way. But War of the Worlds, whew, man, oh man, you guys have no idea how bad that movie is.
Titanic, none of the miser says Titanic. I was in the theater rooting for the iceberg to ruin the romance that didn't belong in the story to begin with. I've never seen Titanic, but if I had seen it, I know it would be my number one movie. I know enough about it to hate that movie. And when I was 19 or 20 years old, whenever that thing came out, I swore to myself that I would never watch that movie because it annoyed me how famous it was, how long it was in theaters, and how much women were gushing over it. So I said to myself, I will never watch that movie in my life. And I haven't, and I never will. What a silly thing to make a vow to myself. But I don't know. I just hated the idea. It annoyed me so much that people wouldn't shut up about Titanic.
Well, you got to respect it. I mean, it was a good movie, the classic story of the Titanic. It was definitely a chick flick, the love story, but hey.
Love story where she's pining over some dude she banged 5,000 years ago behind her husband's back.
Yeah.
That's
that
great.
Part's terrible.
And then she's cheating on her fiance on the boat because, whoa, he's mean. You realize how disgusting female fiction is. Because in romantic movies, the ultimate female fantasy is to cheat on the guy you're currently with for someone better. Every romantic movie, women, that's what the plot is.
True.
To cheat.
But
you can't
beat the fucking scene at the end when the boat sinks. That shit is cool. Because to watch those people, there's a scene where the boat, it starts to go like this 90 degrees and then it breaks. So it lands in the water and smashes a bunch of people. And then one guy, he falls. He's falling like cartwheeling in the air. Then he hits the propeller and like cartwheels even faster. So there's shit like that. That's fucking awesome. That scene at the end with the boat sinking, that's amazing. But man, oh man, the rest of it, no, you can keep that fucking
Remdog
lifetime bullshit.
Yeah. Ugh. Draw me like one of your French girls. Remdog says, isn't Doug one of the few people that can look you in the eye, Gabe? I'll tell you this. Doug, the Bigfoot Bill guy, the Earthworm Jim guy, he's 6'7" or 8. He's like my buddy Tyrus. I look up to him.
Big old boy.
He's one of the few guys I know that's taller than me. He's a biggin. He's a biggin, Doug. So let's see. I haven't seen Titanic either. Grant Russia says that sounds like real life.
Hey, Celine Dion.
Women's ultimate fantasy is to cheat. It's disgusting.
Shout out to Celine Dion with the biggest fucking song ever. Because of that dumb movie.
Wherever you are.
Yeah, that song was too big. That song was too big. It was every fucking word.
Here's some more Bigfoot Bill. Sorry. I haven't looked at these in years. Here's fun stuff. I really like coloring Doug's work. It's a good time. It's a good writer too. It's fun stuff. Fun stuff. It looks like it's for kids, but it's not. It's for any age. Kids will love it. Adults will love it. He's got a wild imagination. Guys, those are the 5 worst movies we've ever seen. I think the winner of the night, I thought was going to be Madam Web, but was I mistaken? I'm going to crown the winner myself as the executive of this show. I will make the one and only vote. Jericho wins in a landslide. War of the Worlds sounds like the worst thing ever committed to film.
Oh, man. Yeah, anything. We're talking like any kind of footage ever captured on film.
You know, I wish those aliens would come to Earth and take this movie away when they take
Can you take this data?
Hey, that's my data. That's my data.
Oh, hell no. Woo, you have no idea.
And I hope I never do. I don't ever want to see it. I have like a morbid curiosity about it. Like, no.
You will. Just a little bit. You don't have to watch the whole thing. You get 5 minutes in, Gabe. You'll know exactly what I mean.
I saw a video on YouTube, like a 5-6 minute video of mocking it. It's that one guy that does those movie reviews where he's the executive and the writer. Have you ever seen those? They're really good.
Yeah.
So you have a new movie for me? You know, that guy that does those, and then they do a breakdown of how stupid the movie is. What is that called, that thing? I forget what that guy's channel is called, but it's hilarious to me. Let's see. Secretary Not Sure says it was so bad I had to turn it off 20 minutes in. Oh, Secretary Not Sure. Dude, you're a San Diego guy. The best sandwich I have ever found here in town is Mamma Mia. It's out in La Mesa, dude. Holy shit. It's a family-owned Italian grocery store, and it's actually really nice inside the grocery store, and they make the sandwiches fresher with like imported meats and cheeses. Dude, I got this thing on like, it's like focaccia bread, but way thinner, crispy on the outside. It had really spicy salami and another spicy like pepperoni kind of sauce, really spicy. Then it has spicy caprese, like not mustard, but just like a sauce on there. And then this sweet cheese called like stracciatella that's kind of like cream cheese and a little bit of hot honey. Dude, Mamma Mia in La Mesa. Check it out and tell me. It's so good. Very expensive. It's like $17 for the sandwich. Really good though. It was packed. And they had all kinds of imported Italian groceries. But yeah, Mamma Mia's is amazing. So anyway, love a good sandwich. What's better for lunch than a damn sandwich and chips and a soda, right?
Not much.
That's an A+ lunch if the sandwich is good. I like my sandwiches sour.
And the chips. The chips can't suck either.
The chips got to be good. I like a real crispy, like a kettle chip that's jalapeno, like a Miss Vicky's.
Yeah.
That's a good one, you know. And then I want my sandwich to be sour. So I want the vinegar and the oil. I want that sour flavor in it, and then the good meat, the good cheese, crunchy lettuce. I get a little bit of onion, but not too much. No tomatoes. You know, give me pickles too. Pepperoncinis, pickles. You got to have that sour crunch and good bread. And don't be giving me the shit where the bread's like 3 inches thick and it's all bread, no fillings. The bread filling ratio has to be on point. You know. Check it out. Mamma Mia in La Mesa, dude. It's really good. It's really good.
Mamma Mia.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. Well, that's a show. I think we need to do a movie next week. We're gonna go through. I'd like to do a horrible movie next week. Horrible but funny. So we need to dig around in the trash and find something.
Dig around the bottom of the dumpster with that rusty swill liquid.
Yeah. Do it. When you're taking the trash out and there's a hole in the bag and it drips on your toes.
Yeah. And it fucking stinks to high heaven.
Oh.
That snail trail that goes out to the trash can. Yeah.
Subway, all bread and lettuce. Yuck, Subway.
Eat fresh.
Yeah.
You like your sandwiches made by an immigrant? Go to Subway.
What about that guy that did all their ads and then he went to jail for some very bad stuff?
Oh, Jared. Hey, he's getting the foot long though in jail. That's for sure, dude.
Oh my gosh, is he getting the $5 foot long?
He ain't paying for it. That's a free foot long.
$5 foot long.
Dude, he's getting that dingus for free. They don't play that shit in jail. You're a pervert? Dude, we're about to stretch that stinker out, dude. Come on. He's going to stand up and the shit's just going to fall out.
Oh, my goodness.
They're going to work him over. Good.
Well,
Oh yeah.
I don't think we can. I don't think we can top that.
They bet they're eating fresh.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Oh wait, Tony, see, I didn't even know you were here. Look at the size of that. How do you do it? You do your
look at the size of that pia and the crocodile.
How about an Aussie movie? Watch an old classic on YouTube, BMX Bandits with Nicole Kidman. Okay, Tony, you're a loyal person. You're always here. Big fan. We love you. Send me all that candy from down under. I will watch BMX Bandits, and I will review it for you. But you got to answer this question. Is it funny bad? Because I want a funny, terrible movie. One that's enjoyable in its badness.
Well, we've done
it can't be mediocre. Movies. It can't be like, It's got to be horrific and like funny how stupid it is.
We've done multiple movies with Australian leads.
We have done, what do we do? Crocodile Dundee.
Crikey. And Lethal Weapon. It's Mel Gibson.
Right.
He's fucking Aussie.
Okay, None the Miser says BMX Man would be an awesome review. Yes, funny. Oh, and Tony says yes. All right. What do you say? I'm going to let the audience pick that. I think they both like it. I trust both of them. They're always here. They wouldn't steer us wrong.
I feel like an early Nicole Kidman movie is going to be fucking terrible. And if it's anything like Rad, well, we're in for a treat.
BMX Bandits.
You ever seen Rad?
No, I haven't. I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Oh boy. That one right there is a bad one too. But it's like in the 80s, so it gets a special pass.
Hold on.
Like 80s bad movies those are different.
Well, like if it's anything like No Retreat, No Surrender, here's BMX Bandits right here. This shit looks goofy as hell.
That looked like it cost $48.
And that,
what is that?
Overpaid.
What year? 19 what?
83.
Ooh, shit, that's old.
Look at this.
Oh, fuck. I bet she has her Australian accent back then.
High flying adventure.
No.
He's the bad guy.
Oh, no. Clary, no. Tony, I know you've seen that show H2O. It's an Australian teen TV show. My daughter used to watch it. We still make fun of their accents. And whenever I say no to her, I say no. She goes, no, Chloe, no. And who's the other kid? Oh, it's like some other kid's name that she says. It's so fucking funny. All right, I gotta go. I gotta get a squirrely.
All right, guys. We will see you. Hopefully, if I remember, if I don't forget over the weekend, BMX Bandits. Guys, check out Jericho Green everywhere online. Check me out everywhere online. Gabe LT, Big Man Comics. We'll talk to you guys later. Adios, amigos.